Hola, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
I didn't put my headphones on, but now I guess I got them.
And I have my earrings on.
There we go. I can hear everybody. Welcome, welcome home. Thank you for joining me on this birthday stream. You said good, like my flowers. This is my favorite rose, the peach, yellow, mango-y type of rose. It's my favorite rose. I'm not into red. A little too dramatic for me. Not into white. It's a little too innocent for me. I'm right here. Peach. Peach. FYI for anyone who cares. Hi, Lily. Hi,
Well, happy birthday. For real this time.
Birthday.
Thank you so much. And what a time it has been, Lily.
Yeah.
The best birthday ever, I gotta say, the best birthday ever. And I realized, welcome to On the Block with Jen. Yeah, we're gonna have topics for y'all tonight. It's not all about me, although it should be, but it's not gonna be all about me. We got some good topics. We'll throw some things around, get y'all to argue a little bit. But yeah, Lily, I had a most amazing birthday evening, and I didn't even want to go outside. I was like,
Right.
I don't go outside. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go. It is the big 5-0 for me, so I got to be out the house. I can't, you know what I mean, spend it in the crib. And I went out, and it was amazing. Like I would have been mad if I would have missed a night like that. And it's funny because I realized I said it was so beautiful, exciting, and happy, and I was meeting so many people, and I had amazing company. And normally, what we do is when we go out, we record everything and take pictures of everything. And I just got one little video up on Instagram of me having my cake and my little glass of wine. But I'm like, the best of the best of the best parts of the night, there's not one video or one picture. Well, there is a teeny tiny little video that you saw, but aside from that, like normally we're always like, yeah, get a picture. And I was just in the moment. And I think that's why I enjoyed it so much and why I enjoyed it more than other times, because other times we're constantly trying to document everything because we need content. Our whole life is everything is content. But it was just fun to be in the moment and enjoy it and laugh and have great company. And it was really, really dope. And I called it early, around about maybe 2 a.m. I got back to the crib, stumbling in here, woke up with a hangover, a little too much wine.
Oh well, hey, much deserved. That's how it should be spent.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It was really, really good. And I'm like, sorry guys, I don't have the video and pictures to prove it. You
No,
sent it.
that is the best way of going. When I started doing modeling, you're always pressured to always get content. And I was like, okay, hold the fuck up. We're not doing the Truman Show with my ass. That's what we're not gonna do. Okay. So I'm gonna make sure I'm very intentional about when I'm going out. This is personal, this is business, or this I can blend, right? But y'all not getting on. And like you said, the best parts of my life I don't share with social media. Like, no.
Right. So yeah, I think I'll take a page out of your book, Lily. Like I'll like designate this is me and my friends, and no one's gonna document anything. And then I'll have my times where it's like, oh, this would be good content. I think you have to separate the two, because it affects us. And like I said, it's a slow drip.
It
Slow drip.
is.
We don't notice that our entire lives are enveloped by these machines, and we got to keep feeding these machines, right? Go to dinner, you're taking a picture of the food we eat now. Go in the bathroom, we have to record. Oh, look, there's no tissue in this bathroom. Go outside, it's cold. Look, I have a coat on, it's cold. And before you know it, you are a cog in the wheel of the machines. And that's why I say, like, the machines have been took over. All the sci-fi movies we used to see, the machines are gonna take over. The machines been took over. We're cogs in the wheels of these machines.
Already.
Yeah, already. So, but I had an amazing. I still have a little piece of my. I mean, you guys know, nothing but cakes is the shizzle.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my god, I got a teeny one. I didn't get the big one, so don't go to waste. Well, I didn't get it. Somebody got it for me, but they know I like the teeny one. So I'll be chomping on the rest of over my birthday cake. And feel free, guys, to tell me happy birthday via Super Chat or Cash App. Thank you for everybody who's here tonight. We're going to talk about some things. The topic is still interesting either way. And panel, if you want to discuss a topic that you've seen in the headlines this past week, feel free to bring it up. Chat, you the same. If you're wondering, did we catch a story and what we think of it, throw it in the chat and we'll dissect tonight. Tonight's gonna be we're gonna be all over the place a little bit, but however, the topic I'd like to cover is the the downfall of all these men in power. Is that gonna make for a safer place for women? Is it gonna be better for us, or is it gonna backfire later as far as how men deal with working with us now, especially in the entertainment industry? Like, what do you think? Is it gonna be better for us? Is it gonna be safer for us now, going in as women, or are men gonna be assholes about it? What you got there, no saying? I see you guys smiling.
Yeah, I'm about to crack it open in celebration of your birthday.
Yay! What is that?
I'm doing my trusty water today. By the time I realized, I was like, I have no ginger ale. It's too late to run across the street.
I was like, I got Pepsi out of a champagne flute because we fancy tonight.
Right. Look at my ginger ale.
I got to work tomorrow, so that should be enough. But I tell you what, I went to like the Disney World of Spirit store. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was I was just like, oh my god, like 400. I like tequila, and it was like $400 bottle of tequila, and I didn't touch that, but I just got my good standby.
Yeah, nobody.
And this doesn't give you a hangover. I know, Jen.
Listen, someone made me taste some expensive tequila last night. And I don't know how you men do it. It tasted like it could start a car. Okay. The fucking horrible. I was like, who does this to their body and to their throat? Who does this? No, try it. No, you gotta do it. And then my friend was like, you gotta do it with the orange. Go ahead, bring her the orange. And I was like, it's literally like putting an orange slice in a glass of gasoline. It doesn't matter. No, you gotta do the orange zest, and you gotta do. And I'm over here eating the orange slices. And that's another way to do it. Yes, we'll see.
Let me tell you the truth.
Hell, it tastes like hell.
Let me tell you the truth about alcohol. Okay. The truth about alcohol is the end justifies the means, right? In reality. But the brand is a social status. So you're supposed to be like, oh, my palate is, it's all in a game, right? But the shit doesn't taste good. It really doesn't taste good. Some are smoother than others, though. Yes.
No. Yeah, like there's the $20 bottle of tequila, and they usually age that with there's a process they do, and you're gonna get a hangover. But the blue agave, the more expensive ones are, and there's different kinds. It's crystal, and the price goes up and up and up. But some of them have different tastes. Some of them are sweet. I mean, you can get them but normally those are gonna have some added sugar or something in it. But
it's funny because they always say that liquor is an acquired taste. I would say acquired tolerance, maybe, because it's really nasty on the taste buds. Like, it's nasty. You know how you eat stuff and you enjoy it, like ice cream, lemonade,
ice cream, yum.
Ice cream, yeah. Like, it's just like. Oh, and then it like heats your entire body. I was like, who tortures themselves like this to get tipsy? I just do wine. I was like,
but the best thing you can do with kids, like when I was in Germany with Andrew, and you're allowed to have beer at 16. He was 15 technically, but I let him. You want a beer? Oh yeah. He tasted it, but it tastes the mystique. Like every time we've been in another country. You want some sangria? You want this? You want that? Because it's not illegal, and it takes the taboo out of it, and then they can say, okay, what's But yeah, he wasn't crazy about beer.
Yeah, and then I was asking my friend, I was like, so what tequila you into? Like Patron, Casamigos? He was like, that's what everybody drinks. I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, because when I hear Patron and Casamigos at this point, I think a certain demographic.
Really?
I think of neighborhood talk.
Oh, you know what? You're not wrong, Lee. They just have a way of like ghettoing it up, right? No matter how fancy. So, but he was like, no, everybody drinks. So who drinks it? Who drinks Casamigos? No. So it's interesting how people drink and how they're really into, and it was funny because one of my friends last night, I wanted the only thing I could tolerate at this point in my life is very fruity Riesling, very fruity. Okay. Like a damn near tastes like you're drinking juice. So the waitress was over and brought the wine, whatever, the liquor book. And then, she was like, "Da, da," and he was like asking questions. Was da, 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 da. And she was like, no. He was like, can you give me somebody that knows the wine list? I was like, excuse
No,
me.
but I feel him because, when I used to drink, I was a wino, right? And
Uh-huh.
wine was my thing. And I would be very annoyed if the server didn't know, because I also waited tables at
Okay.
places that serve, like Italian restaurants and serve wine. And so we had to go through a whole process of food wine pairing and learning
Right.
about all of that stuff. We had to go through classes and everything. So I would be annoyed like him if that's his thing. I get it.
I think it's really nice when you know what goes with what and what, I've always wanted to go to like one of those wine tastings because it is nice. I don't freaking know. I'm just like, bring me the fruitiest thing you have in the kitchen.
You like Moscato?
I don't know. Does Moscato have a bite after it? Like, and it's kind of sweet?
No.
I don't like sweet wine.
It's like you don't?
I don't like sweet. I like fruity wine.
Yeah, you like Riesling,
Yes.
yeah, something like that, or Lambrusco, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like sweet wines. I don't like liquid sugar tasting wines. I like very fruity, very fruit. The fruitier the better. The whiter the better. Okay, that's when I go full racist. Like, bring my wine white,
Whites only.
right? White. No, but it was beautiful. It was really beautiful, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful for everybody who wished me well. You know what I mean, and bothered to comment. You know what I'm saying, and inbox me and all of that. Thank you. Felt very, very special. Very, very special. So here we are. Good to see everybody. Hi, Haran. You've been quiet down there. What are you doing, darling? Why so quiet down there? What's going on?
Just listening to y'all talk.
Okay. You being a fly on the wall?
Yeah, realizing that I had some really bad habits when it came to drinking.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't use chasers. I would just like grab a bottle of Irish whiskey and just like go to work.
The ends justify the means, didn't it?
I mean, well, you learn in life that, it's really, alcohol is very much a cultural thing. I had a stretch in life where I hung out with a lot of Irish people, and I learned that Irish people drink to forget. Black people drink to get fucked up.
Right.
And I started hanging a lot with them, and I started picking up some bad habits.
Me too.
Yeah.
Actually, that's who I was hanging out with. I was hanging out with Irish, and that was in the alcohol days. But then when I started doing the whole drug experimentation, I hung out with the Koreans. I said, I can't do this. I can't do this what y'all doing, because them motherfuckers to get up and go to work, go to school, like all that stuff. I'm like, how? I'm gone for a week. Like, this is crazy.
It's different shit.
Yeah, I tell you, he's right about, things are cultural. I mean, growing up here, this was one of the last states to change the drinking to 21, and because the federal government will withhold highway funds if when they want to make you do something you don't want to do, and we still to this day, but it was much lax. I mean, it was way more lax, but they still have drive-through daiquiri shops here, which is, but yeah. And I remember when I moved to California, and I was gonna get in the back seat with a beer, and they're like, "No, you can't drive with a." I said, "What? I'm not driving. No, you can't have a beer open in the car." I'm like, "Wow, that's interesting." So it was it was much more lax here. Like when I left, it's a little bit. They've tightened it up a little bit since then, but yeah, it's a cultural. Drinking here is big time.
Oh, it's definitely cultural there. That's like that's the first place. Like you said, when I first went there, I was a heavy drinker at the time, my very first time going to New Orleans. And I was happy that I can walk down the street with my shit or get on the city bus or whatever. I was like, wow, this is how I like this place.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You know what I take from people like this? The blessed be he. The way they just randomly run around. Social media and people constantly preaching and talking about God and the light and whatever. One or two things. One, either you're mentally ill, because there was a study, religious people, it's almost considered a mental illness at this point, because you have to retard your brain in order to believe something you've never seen. You literally have to retard your brain. That's why children do it with fairy tales. Then you grow up, your brain matures, and the fairy tales go away, right? So religious people, adults specifically, they must retard their brain. They must. They have to suppress the part of their brain that thinks, the part of the brain that is logical. Right? You have to suppress that in order to believe there's a magician in the sky that's looking out for you. So it's one or two things when I see this guy. Blessed be he. One or two things. Either he has fully managed to retard his brain, like many religious people, or he doesn't really believe any of that shit. So he runs around preaching it because it helps him rationalize that it's real. So one or two things. Either he retarded his brain to this point here. Because who would do this? Who would do this on, what is it, Saturday? On a Saturday night, who would do this, right? So either he retarded his brain entirely, or he doesn't believe the shit that he's saying himself. So he feels like if he's sharing it, then he can rationalize, this is true, and I have to spread it. It's one or two things.
I mean,
bizarre.
I mean, if you believe that shit, I'm like, come on, how can you hear this conversation and assume that we're socialist commies? Like, what part of this conversation connects your thinking to what the fuck we're saying? We're literally just talking about alcohol. We're just literally talking about alcohol and having a nice time and tastes and palates and wine. How did you get socialist commie out of that shit? What the fuck is wrong with you people?
We didn't say we were drinking vodka.
Right. We didn't say down. We didn't say down with the Red Bear or any kind of shit like that. You just come out here with like socialist commie, and we're just having a nice, quiet conversation amongst friends talking about fucking alcohol. I swear.
I just wanted to go to a wine tasting. That's all.
You people are fucking weirdos. I swear to fucking God.
And why this
comes from a guy who has been around creative people since he was 12. Some of you motherfuckers are the weirdest people I've ever met in my fucking life.
No, seriously. And why is it out of all the religions we have in America, why is it that it's like usually the Christians that do this mentally ill thing where they just like, rah, rah, yeah, listen to me, God, my God. Yeah. And I'm like, well, there's like other people who believe something and they're not bothering anybody. They're just going about their
Christians are the bullies of the religious world. They are. They're the demos of the religious world. Like, at least with the Jehovah Witnesses, they'll ring the bell. Like, I guess he's not here. Maybe we'll come back, or maybe we won't. And they'll leave you alone eventually. Man, them Christians, man, they will bombard you, man. They'll hog tie you, kidnap you, all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? You know, throw rosary beads at you. It's like enough. Like, seriously, man. Seriously, they are the Debos of the goddamn religious world.
They are, because even we discovered that when we were and excuse me, y'all could just come in the room, hit that like and subscribe for my birthday. I am going to be chomping on my cake, so excuse me. We discovered that a lot when we was doing the atheist versus religious. They're very, just the word atheist, and they assume, or when we talk about a God or a religion, they assume that we're talking about Christians only. It's very interesting, but it's because the majority of people in this country are Christian, right?
Yes.
Statistically.
Yeah.
And that is thanks to white supremacy. That is thanks to white supremacy.
But yeah, the funniest thing about it is that, especially the way of the religious conservative right, is they believe totally opposite of what Jesus taught in most of the stuff that they're preaching right now. It's insane how far off their beliefs are. I'm talking about the evangelicals.
Yeah, because they always.
I'm looking at James' comment. I was like, what country you been in?
I'm like, they target everybody else. Like, everybody be minding their business. Like today, Exhibit A, and then they come spewing their stuff onto.
Because they don't hit back. Christians are the worst.
They are bullies.
Oh my
I
God.
said that to my mother the other day, and she's a pastor. I said, "Mom, you all are bullies." Like
They don't hit back.
Listen, they don't hit back. You guys know I like that show, Fear Thy Neighbor, right?
oh, I love Fear Thy Neighbor.
Okay, Lily, they dropped one yesterday on my birthday.
I'll watch it after this.
A Christian man who insisted he had to keep his neighborhood safe. This is the worst. This is the worst Fear Thy Neighbor I've ever seen in my life, Lily. The worst. Christian man. He insisted it was his divine calling to keep his neighborhood safe. So he would meet people, and if he didn't like you, all of a sudden he had beef with you because you were not following the word of God. Christian, okay? Long story short, it's a two-parter. I've never seen a Fear Thy Neighbor two-parter, Lily. It's a two-parter. This man burnt down the house.
I saw it.
Did you see it? He
saw
burnt
it.
down the house of a man who used to take people in, like vagrants and homeless people and stuff like that. He didn't like the riffraff that was going on at the party and they were doing. And the man the owner of the house, he went and got a hip surgery. So he couldn't move around. The Christian burnt down his house, killed that man and the woman that was living with him. Oh, you think that's the worst of it? So another family moves into the neighborhood. They're getting along, and this is why I don't talk to my neighbors.
Because you notice it always starts off with them getting along.
Always. And that's how it started with both families. So a new family moves in. They have 7 kids. I think like 7 kids. Some adopted. And they're getting along famous. This is why I don't talk to my neighbors. Think I'm weird. Think I'm the crazy lady next door. I don't care. Better for you. Don't talk to me. So they're getting along fine. Then they start doing little parties over there. You know, a family of 7 kids, there's always some christening, some birthday party, some Mother's Day, something. Big families like to celebrate, right? So they celebrating their little thing. There's little kids playing in the front. He starts like, they're selling drugs. They're doing drugs over there. Lily, in the wee hours of the morning, this man sets the house on fire, kills all 7 family members, from the adults to the babies. Everybody wiped out the whole family because he was a Christian and he felt God put him here to keep his neighborhood clear of sin.
That's how they think.
And that is how they think, man. I mean,
that is how they think.
If you don't believe in what they believe in, man, you're some sort of whacked out, devil worshiping, puppy stomping, child cooking animal.
Mm-hmm.
That's serious, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, it's true.
No, it was the most tragic. It was the most tragic Fear Thy Neighbor I've ever seen, and it was like he goes down in history as the man who's killed the most people in the matter of how long was it? A month, right? It was a month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it was a month.
In the matter of a month, because and he was all on surveillance video, walking with his little hoodie, putting the shit on fire, walking back to his house.
Oh, I seen that one. Yes.
You sure? There was a new episode. It's new.
Okay, no, there was another one. The guy was just burning down houses left and right, and they had him on. Do you see that one? No, saying, and they had him on. He was burning them down left and right. Like, what happened, motherfucker? You keep burning down the houses. That's what.
Oh wait, no. I forgot to add. He was also burning up the cars too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of the, and it's really scary when you think about it. I don't know if you saw the one where the guy that was mentally disturbed, because he would always, like, neighbors would be moving in and they'd be like, hey, and he'd be like staring at him and
that's the one I saw yesterday.
Yeah,
you saw
like
yesterday?
Yeah, that's a rerun.
And then he blew up his own house. He blew up his own house to get people outside, and then he started like just what the what is going on? I don't know how to do it, but it's awesome. But yeah, like he basically blew his own house up to get people out of their house. And like once, like one of the people that he had a beef with, this family, he knocked on the door, and the guy opens the door. He gets in there. He shoots the woman, stabs the husband. Then the woman runs out to try to get help. The son thankfully stayed upstairs and didn't move. And then he goes and he like basically shoots her in the back. Yeah, he was like waiting for people to come out their house. He had like a beef with everybody. And the thing was, they kept on calling the police saying, "Can something be done about this man?" And they're like, he hasn't done anything. He's just, you know, they got like a protection order and everything. And yeah, it was that show is scary.
Phoenix Rising, he got locked up. He got like 7 life sentences or something wild. He was still saying he didn't do it. He was still saying it wasn't him all the way to the prison. He was like, that was him. I didn't do it. Yeah, he got, but just horrific. 7 family members, all there, and they all died huddled together in the upstairs room. Just absolutely horrible. But that's a Christian for you, okay? It's a Christian. Not all. Most of you think like that. You think you are
most of them definitely suspend disbelief, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Have to. There's no other way. I used to say that to my mother growing up in the house. I used to say, you're asking me to not think. You literally are asking me not to think. And that shit's weird to me. Like, that's just not how my mind works. Like, I'm a critical thinker.
Yeah, don't question.
Yeah, like that's just not how I operate. I mean, I know that.
It's almost like cops. Like, you know how they say the biggest gang is the cops, the police department. In my opinion, Christians are like that. Like, they know, like they're in some sort of gang and they're backed by the God that'll kill you if you don't listen. It's a bizarre relationship they have, right? Well, God don't like that. God don't like ugly. God's gonna judge. It's almost like they're part of a fucking mob, a mafia, and
yeah.
And I don't know. This guy is like, you know.
Yeah, it's
Ivy. We haven't seen you. It's funny. You know how they say, "Speak of the devil, and the devil will appear." Here's a Christian. How are you, Alfred?
Not at all. Not at all.
Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. You cut your hair.
I cut my hair. I cut it off.
Okay, how you doing? Still got a hairline and everything. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, how you pull that off?
Yeah.
Cheers. How you doing? You with us?
Yeah, I'm with y'all. No, you know, it's so I deleted my Facebook, so I've been offline. And I just kind of caught you all by accident. I was just scrolling through, reading the news, and apparently you are the only person I'm subscribed to on the internet. So lucky me.
Lucky you, Alfred. Why'd you delete your Facebook?
It's a long story, and I ain't doing it online tonight.
Okay.
Sometimes even superheroes go through a few things and be like, "Yeah, I need to get away from y'all for a minute."
So you were sliding in some DMs, or they were sliding yours? Your wife said,
"No, I'm not a DM slider." And you know, I'm not that guy. I leave all that stuff alone. It just sounds like a whole bunch of messiness.
Okay. Well, welcome. So tonight's topic is my birthday, and thank you so much. And I wanted to go over is the downfall or the witch hunt, kind of like for all these men that are in power, you know, all these moguls, all these media, you know what I mean, powerhouses, they're all being brought down, right? Not gender specific. This is going across the board. It started like with Harvey Weinstein and what have you. This is, you know what I mean? It's like a changing of the guard by force, so to speak. So is it safer now? I was thinking it's a good thing because it's going to be safer for women now because men are going to be more careful how they treat women, right? In places of business behind closed doors, right? But can it backfire on women? Are men going to be hesitant to work with women? Are they going to have reservations? You know what I mean? And, you know, and then we saw what's happening with the rumored Tyler Perry scandal. And I say rumored because this guy, Christian Key's an actor who's accusing someone of attempting to sexually assault him and sexually harass him for decades. He said that he was recording since when, Lily?
2005.
Okay, this actor was recording allegedly Hollywood bigwigs with his pen. He was recording them with a recorder pen since 2005. So, is it going to be safer or is it going to backfire? I'm wondering. And then on top of that, MC Lyte now is being raked over the coals because she released a song in, what was that? Was it 1998? I think it
Or
was
was
1998.
was it 98 or 88? I can't remember.
It wasn't 80.
Okay, it wasn't in the 80s?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And I'm going to read to you. I'm going to read to you the lyrics of this MC Lyte song, and people are really upset that she's not being held accountable for this. So I want to dissect it a little bit. Now, bear in mind, this song was written by 7 people, 6 men and MC Lyte. That's 7 people. And they probably all got $50 for this song. That's a lot of people. So it was written by 7 people, 6 men. Keep that in mind before I read these lyrics. 6 men and 1 woman, which is MC Lyte. These are the lyrics. The song is called Too Young for What?
Okay.
That's the name of the song. Too Young for What? And the lyrics go, I'm too old, ? What's with that crap? Come on now, brother. Age is just a number. Anyway, what matters is your state of mind. And if you give me some time, I'll make your heart all mine. I don't like pushing and I don't like rushing, but most of all, I don't like fussing. So come on now, sweetie. Why don't you stop fronting? Besides, older folks come equipped for good loving. Are you really serious? Age really matters? I thought telling you this, you would be flattered. Well, I guess I was wrong because you still ain't with it. Oh, well, forget it. Nope, nah. But don't you dare touch me. You said you wasn't with it. You waited too long now. Lyte is not having it. I could have showed you things, taught you how to explore. My question is, what are you too young for? I could have shown you things that you'd never seen before. Took you all around my world tour. But you're too young to have fun. Oh, well, I'm done. It may sound nasty and it may sound mean, but I'm into little boys that are about 17. It's like a fucking
1991 is when that was written.
Fucking corrupt ass Dr. Seuss. The fuck is it? I don't know why, but they put up a fight, the little boys. And hot damn, that excites me. I'm MC Lyte. Because I love a young buck that give a firm fuck. But once in a while, they become love struck. But that's okay, though, because I can handle them. I love young boys on the brink of being young men. I mold them, shape them, make them, then I break them. They get the job done. I make them get the job done. Well, swell, make them kiss and tell all of their friends around the neighborhood. Lyte is good, soul food good. So tell me, honey, are you ready to score? Again, I'll ask, what are you too young for? Last but not least, here's a description. Hardworking, not one that sells prescription. So if you're in school, that's okay. Get straight A's, and I'll be back on Friday. You won't miss me. You know where to find me. And these words I will say finally, never let age restrict you from what you want to do, whether you're young or 92. So if you're 17 or around that age, baby, come to this stage. And if I didn't change your mind, I'd find that odd. So when I ask, think hard. Call me master. Call me master. Swinging with master. Songwriters, Christopher, Ernie, Lana, which is MC Lyte, Marvin, O'Kelly, Ronald Isley was one of the writers on this. Rudolph Isley, who I'm assuming is a brother of Ronald Isley. Marvin,
not the friends of R. Kelly Isley.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, the friends of R. Kelly and his brothers. So you heard the lyrics. This was when 1991, Lily.
Yes, 1991.
1991. Allegedly, MC Light was in her early 20s, but the grapevine has said she's lying about her age. She's older than her Hollywood age. So she was older than early 20s, singing about waiting for little boys on Friday and forcing them because it turned her on. Now, there's 7 songwriters here. Apparently, 3 of the Isley brothers, 2 other men, and herself. What do you guys think about this, and why aren't people making a big stink out of it? Is it because she's a woman?
Ooh-wee.
Those are the lyrics. I read them verbatim.
Well, first the Isley thing, I'd have to hear the beat. Maybe it was an Isley Brothers sample. And when you sample something, you know what I mean, in hip hop, they got to throw the names of the people that you sampled in the written section. So I don't know if she did this shit over between the sheets. I have no fucking clue. That's some pedo shit. Sound like a couple of niggas went to jail who wrote that shit. You know what I mean? That sound like some jail shit. That was very.
I like you and I want you.
That's exactly what that shit sound like.
Hard way.
It sounds like written by that nigga, like Fleece. Sound like co-written by Fleece, or the foreword at least. But anyway, yeah, that's some heavy shit, and that's some pedo shit. But here's the thing, I have some questions. First of all, I just want to say something. Niggas ain't really been too happy since R. Kelly got locked up out here. They really been just searching for any fucking thing to really, you know what I mean, actually respond and weaponize. Now, I don't know what's supposed to happen to other than shaming. We could do that. We could acknowledge that. Ask her, hey, man, what's up with these pedo-ass lyrics? But on the other end of it, you know, let's just call it what it is. It's not a genuine concern. You're just taking this shit and weaponizing it. You don't give a fuck. You went to 1991. You dudes went to 1991 or wherever the fuck you going to get these lyrics to do what with it? No crime was committed. It's just some disgusting fucking lyrics. You know what I mean? But no crime was committed per se. At best, you can question her on it. But if it was a guy, yes, he would have been raked through the fucking coals. Absolutely. I will say that though. That's some heavy shit. I didn't even read it. I didn't even listen to it. I didn't think it was going to be that deep. I thought she probably said like, oh, look at the cute guy. And he's like 17 or some shit like that.
No, this sounds like a pedophile manifesto.
Yeah, it really does. This shit sound like
instructional, a pamphlet.
Yo, this shit sound like all you do is all it needs is a roofie. You know what I mean? To really, you know, really even out the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, when you hear the lyrics, it sounds masculine in nature.
Right.
Yes.
Although, and don't get it twisted, I speak about Auntie Touchy here all the time. Auntie Touchy and Uncle Grabby in everybody's family. There's always an Auntie Touchy and an Uncle Grabby, okay? And I found out yesterday that women are more likely to molest than men are. And I'm telling you that's because women are under the radar. No one's expecting
Absolutely.
that. Absolutely. When we grew up, Lily, what do we hear? I'm not sending you over there because that girl got uncles and brothers. We never heard, we're not sending little John over there because, you know, his friend got aunts and mothers over there. Women molest too. I talk about that a lot here. So,
yeah.
However, the lyrics sound masculine in nature. They sound predatory. They sound the way a man is a predator versus women. However, I want to see, Haran, if this is an Isley beat. I pulled up the song. Let's listen to it for a little bit. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a 21-year-old woman writing that. That's like...
But she was in the room.
Well, she could have. I mean, because she was in her early 20s. And, you know, as a young teen myself, that probably would have been okay. I'd be like, well, you know, okay. I mean, but listening to it read that way, I'm like, that is some wild stuff.
Yeah.
I had to laugh a little bit because I was like, whoo.
I mean, you kind of hear like Annie up in the background when you read that shit.
You don't expect.
Damn, this just sound like some real aggressive shit.
So she is from New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just was curious. Not that. Listen, you read the lyrics. It sounds very rapey-ish. Very dominant. There's 31 states that the age of consent is 16. 8, which falls with New York, is 17, and 11 that are 18. I'm just saying, it's age of consent. I'm just saying, but
in most states it's 17.
It doesn't mean what her message was like, I want to get them underage. It kind of, in the lyrics, it sounded like I want to get them underage. So
I just want to put it out there.
Really quickly, when I think of consent, I'm sorry, I think of like 2 17-year-olds fucking, or 18-year-old fucking a 17-year-old. You know what I mean? I don't think 25, 35, 40 messing with a 17-year-old. That to me is bizarre.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no doubt. I saw, like, not to get off topic, I saw one of those airport shows out of Colombia where it was like a 40-year-old with a 14-year-old, and as long as you had the parent's signature, that was legal. And I was like, holy crap. So yeah, I know what you mean. It is creepy when it's like that.
In Brazil, I believe the age of consent is 14.
Whew.
A lot of passport bros love going to Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not why you go to Brazil. I've been to Brazil, and you don't go for no 14-year-olds, brother. I can assure you, there's plenty of high quality H2O.
Well, you would hope that. You would hope that, but I've seen videos of older men in Brazil with women who didn't look like women.
And if that's what they're into,
they look very young.
And if that's what they're into, they're not going to go over there and get no grown woman. They're going to go there and because it's legal and they can do it without the repercussions.
Yeah,
I mean, look at Jared.
Those people are twisted.
Jared from Subway.
Oh, they found hard drives of that shit on his.
And he was doing boys, girls, anything that looked 11, 12, younger.
Well, that's a separate thing, because you got to remember that the possession of those images, each one of them is a separate felony offense.
Yes.
So that's a totally different thing. If you going where that type of child interaction is legal does not absolve anybody from being punished for maintaining those images. In fact, even if you were to get them off the internet from overseas, it still is a felony offense, even if it's legal in the country where it comes from. It's the possession of it is unlawful, period. You can't have that stuff at all. So I've been doing criminal defense for 20 years now. So, every time I see stuff, I'll be like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like that, but you'd be surprised. It's real life. What y'all talking about is real life. I see it often enough, like, ugh, but it's my job.
I knew about
sorry,
before the internet. Like, I remember, my mother used to work for Homeland Security, so she used to work for Southeast Asia, and she was like, whenever I hear about a white man going to Cambodia, I just can't help but think. And I'm like, okay.
Actually, Adam, you're thinking about Southeast Asia. Don't project on me, nigga. I ain't got a thing for kids.
I ain't got a thing for kids.
You know what I mean? Don't project on me. Troll baby.
Right. I got 2 little ones running through here right now doing their sleepover. All right, we ain't got no thing for no kids over this way. we good.
Phoenix Rising says you wouldn't be talking about the age of consent if it were reversed. I think that's to you, No Saint.
Huh? How is it?
I would. I mean, if we're talking about if it's a crime or not, I would. I don't think it makes it any more. Yeah. If someone said, "Oh, this 35-year-old was dating a 17-year-old in Kentucky, where the age of consent is 16 or 14 with the parent's signature," then it's not illegal. But it doesn't mean it's not creepy. It's still creepy. Exactly. And the way that MC Lyte was portraying it was very predatorial, whether it's legal or not. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Legalities aside, what are you doing 30 or 40 years old going after a fucking 17 or 18-year-old kid, man? What is that, man? Legalities aside, like, what is that?
that's something else. That's something going on up in here that you're even interested and think that you can even, I guess, relate to, or I mean,
no, it's about control. They can't control someone that's of their own age. They can't control them. You can control someone who hasn't seen anything, and plus they may be looking. And now in this sense, it's a man and a woman, but like if it's a woman and if it was an older man, younger woman, they may be looking at him as like a father figure or something like that, you know, and then they take that, and then the older man takes advantage of that as well, you know, like you got to listen.
It's not always about control. Sometimes it's about preference. You know, as we joke, you say your body ages, but your eyes don't. What you like is what you like, you know, and so. I haven't seen in my practice that it's been about power or control. It may be power and control in terms of getting the person, but it really has to do with that's just what they're attracted to. They would be attracted to it even if they couldn't have it. It's just what you see what I'm saying? Like their eyes have never matured to desire an older woman or an older person. Like with I won't say the eyes. We definitely it's a brain issue, but you know you get my point. Yeah, that's just what they like, and it's not like I said. I haven't seen that it's always been about control. I see that it's really been just about desire.
So here's what's dangerous about what you just said, because they desire adolescence. They desire children. So it's not you know, it's not about what they like. Because look, I'm get crass. I get naked. Me and a 25-year-old will look the same. Okay, cover my face, cover her face. We're both gonna look 25 in the body. Turn around, we're both gonna look 25 in the body.
Okay.
But as soon as, but if you're into children, okay, and you find out that she's 15. And that's what that guy's into, adolescence. He's going to want the 15-year-old. So it's not what he's attracted to aesthetically. He likes the idea that person is young.
Mm-hmm.
The problem. He likes the idea that person is moldable. So I disagree respectfully that it's just what they're attracted to. It's not about control. You can definitely control somebody who's 15, 14, and they know that. So it's beyond aesthetics, because there are a lot of older women that are beautiful and gorgeous, got tight little bodies and perky titties. So it's not about, initial reaction. You heard the song here, I'll Be Back to Your School. They literally target where children are going to be. So it's not just a man's walking through the street and it's like, oh, that body looks young and tight. I like that. No, these people specifically go to school. Why? Because in the school, there are children.
Right. And not
so
just
it has a lot to do with control. It has a lot to do with control.
I dated a 30-year-old woman, man, and after a while I was like, this shit is just fucking tedious, man. And you know what I mean, just 30 years old. And because as an older guy, it's just like older women know when to leave a man alone. They know when to give a guy space. You know what I mean? She was still at that age where she was clingy. She wanted attention. Give me. You know what I mean? Why aren't you here? And it's just like, nah, I'm not in that phase with you. You know what I mean? I'm an older guy. I got shit to fucking do. So again, when it comes to these older guys who go even younger, like 19, 18, it's just like, what do you, again?
It's like Manolo from what's his real? I forget his real name. Manolo from Scarface, some Bauer, some I don't know. I forgot his name. But his girlfriend was 18 years old, 17, 18. You're freaking old, dusty man with this 17, 18-year-old. It's not just her body, because there are women that are older with better bodies than that child he was running around with. So you can't tell me it was like, oh, no, younger women have tighter bodies, because there are women running around that look better than that 18-year-old that he was running around with. She looked 18.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I'm always thinking of mentally, like you've got to be mentally, I guess arrested development has to be taking place in you to even, like, what does that look like? What outside of the sex? What does the conversations look like? What do you have in common? Like, I don't know. I would be frustrated as hell if I just have nothing to communicate with the person. It's just weird.
No, you're right. And not just that. Like, when I remember the girls I thought were attractive in high school. I'm not saying they weren't attractive, But if I look at their yearbook pictures now, I'm like, they're babies. You know what I mean? And there was a point when I got into my early 20s to where like some people were looking backward, and I was looking for the more, not necessarily, you know, older women, more refined older women. I've never looked at 16, 17, 18 because they look like babies to me. They still do. A lot of them look like when people say, "Oh, they look like they're older." Not to me. To me, you can. Some may, but many of them look like babies to me.
Yeah, no, they look like babies.
There's a I interviewed this guy, and I'm gonna drop it soon on my one-on-one on the Block with Jen one-on-one series. And I interviewed this guy, and he wanted to date me. So I'm talking to him, I'm thinking he's like, you know, a regular aged man or in my bracket. He says, "Oh, I'm 32." I was like, you know what I mean? I can't get with the cougar thing, because here's the thing, my daughter is 31 now. Like, what are you gonna, like, what I'm gonna be talking to you about what I talked to my daughter about?
Like, hey man, just go let yourself have some fun, man. Quit playing.
Say again.
Let yourself have some fun. Stop. You overthinking it. Just enjoy yourself. Just you're not a cougar for enjoying yourself.
No, but here's the thing. I can enjoy myself immensely with a man who's 49 and 50. You do know this. And we'll have the same music in common and the same interest in common, the same taste in common, right? I can enjoy myself immensely with a man my age, immensely. All he has to do is be
trying to marry the boy. You're trying to enjoy yourself. It's totally different.
And I'm not trying to marry the 50-year-old either.
Right.
I'm not trying to marry the 50-year-old either. I'm not trying to marry anybody.
I can't imagine like going out with a 30-year-old guy and really enjoy myself over going out with a guy older, because there's just so much we don't have in common. So to be like straining, trying to find what. Right. And then they're not as fun. I've gone to younger clubs. They're not fucking fun. This is all they do. They don't do anything. So it's like they're not fun at all. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Abby said the cougar thing is not about conversation. It's keeping the lights on. This is why I'm most attracted to men that are fit.
Right. Right, and that's the other thing. Everyone knows me. I don't do
like physical fitness or financial fitness. I missed something in the conversation.
Both, but if we're talking about the lights on, Abby said keeping the lights on. That means physical fitness. Okay. That means the man has to take care of his body. He doesn't have to be Flex Wheeler, but take care of your body, right? I take care of my body. I'd like somebody who takes care of their body. It's not rocket science. It's not hard. So. Let's play these lyrics and let's play this song and see if it's the Isley production, and maybe that's how this came to be with all there's 3 Isley brothers in those credits. So let's see how this happened. Let me know if you could hear it, because I'm not gonna add the screen to the thing. Or maybe I should. Thank you, Israel Grace, for my little birthday present. Thank you. Oh fuck it, I'll share the screen. Let's play this garbage. You're a baby, Anthony, to me anyway.
I already know what that is. That's a Groove With You.
Groove With You, yeah.
That's Groove With You by the Ozzies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, you did say that, hold on.
I'm too old. What's with that crap? Come on now, brother. Age is just a number. Anyway, what matters is your state of mind. And if you give me some time, I'll make your heart on mine. I don't like pushing and I don't like rushing. But most of all, I don't like fussing. So come on now, sweetie, why don't you stop fronting? Besides, older folks come equipped with good loving. Are you really serious? Age really matters? I thought telling you this, you would be flattered. Well, I guess I was wrong, cause you still ain't with it. Oh well, forget it. Nuh, but don't you dare touch me. You said you wasn't with it. You waited too long now. Light is not having it. I could have showed you things, taught you how to explore. My question is, what are you too young for? I could have shown you things that you never seen before. Took you all around on my Wild World tour, but you're too young to have fun. Oh well, I'm done.
All right. Okay, that's I'm laughing at Fahim Jackson.
Oh wow, I got a scratch in there and all that.
Wait,
Oh,
I
wait.
love MC
I
Light.
wonder what
That
that
song
scratch
is
said.
trash.
Hold on a minute. Thank you so much for the super chat. Fahim Jackson says you're not age appropriate for Jen unless you can complete this lyric. I'll give you the sun, the moon, the rain, the stars, and the mountains. I'll give you the word. That is correct. You have to be able to finish that. Okay. Thank you for that super chat, Fahim. Thank you for the super sticker, Adam Hearn. So that's the song. So going back to what you said, Haran, according to you, all three Isley brothers are named there because that's their sample. So they had nothing to do with the lyrics or the writing.
Yeah,
Is that
I
what
mean,
you're saying?
that's only for royalties. That's what royalties say.
Yeah.
They put who
Yeah.
did shit and whatever. That's what royalties say.
Okay, so then that leaves three writers, which is two men and MC Light.
However, you have to agree to the shit in order to use it.
Correct. Yeah, you got to know where your music is going, right?
Right. So you got to agree to it. So
Okay, so should MC Light be pulled over and it's like, yo, what do you have to say for these lyrics?
Well,
sure, why not? If he was a guy, she would have been asked.
I would if I were representing MC Light, I would tell her to say, "Fuck you." I wrote that song when I was in my 20s, or I was 20 years old. It came out when I was 21. I performed it a couple of times. I'm over and done with it. I find that many people in this whole getting pulled over type of conversation or they entertain it too long. And really what you really should do, especially in with a song like this, is leave it in your past. Everybody's done something in their past that they are absolutely ashamed of and would be mortified if people saw it, but her, vilifying her for that, that one song, I was like, whatever. But that's the way I handle a lot of cases. Be like, look, okay, you may not like the lyrics, but then, what else is there? Is there any other body of work that would make you think that MC Light is that way? So if I were her, I would just ignore it altogether and just move on. I mean, she did some fucked up shit back in the day and leave it go. That's the problem with the world, is we won't let you be young and dumb and stupid. Who do we cancel? And I say we cancel. I didn't participate in that BS. I don't believe in it. But there was somebody who got canceled for something that they did when they were like in high school. Like, you gonna go? He wrote some racist things when he was in high school. I'm like, who didn't do something stupid when they were in high school? Leave it go. Why fire this person, cancel them, do all this stuff because they did something foolish? I mean, when I logged in, you were talking about Christians. Hey man, I went to church years ago and I stopped going for a while because I met some of the worst criminals inside the church house. And I had to reconnect with God outside the church in order to go back to church. Because I was like, the devil is in here. You know what I'm saying? But he right here. So once I got away from judging people, I left it go. I would say.
Okay, passing the mic. What do you think, No Saint?
Yeah, I agree that no, I agree that looking back to someone's years in high school, like 15 or 16, where they say something stupid or have a certain view from that age, you can forgive. But I will say this: if you're going to go after MC Light, what's the record company? Because they're producing that as well, and those are much older adults, I'm sure, running those companies. So I'm not saying what she did was right, and she was in her 20s, but I'm saying you can't just attack that person because someone actually produced that and made a lot more money than she did putting out that album. They're putting out, if we want to say it's child pornography or something like that, CP, I guess I should say, then someone was actually printing it and throwing it out there and advertising it as well. So you would have to go towards a lot more people than just MC Light.
So this is what I'm thinking. There's a couple of things that are debatable, and then there's something that's not debatable. That's kind of sticking with me. The one thing that's debatable is who wrote these lyrics actually, right? Who's responsible for writing these lyrics? It does sound like a man wrote the lyrics, and how much power did MC Lyte have in that particular time period in her career, in her life? That's up for debate, right? If people were to bring this up, what's not up for debate is that this came from somebody's mind. One. And if you know anything about pedoism, that is something that only has like one solution, which is castration, which is illegal, right? So that means that somebody, if they're still alive, still running around thinking like this, and hopefully it's just staying in their mind. But that was very detailed. Like that was very fucking detailed. And you know, when you're an artist, you're like a channel, like it's coming through you. So that's what's got me feeling a little weird, you know, out of everything.
What do you think, Haran?
This is a fucking nothing burger. It really is. I mean, a couple of motherfuckers sat around. They were bored one night, and they were digging into crates, and they found this shit because they're trying to weaponize against women. And this is, ironically, this can be a great example of that. This is how this backfires. Men moving in this kind of desperation in response to women wanting to be treated fairly in the workforce and so on and so forth. Women want to be treated fairly in society. Men are going to continue to do shit like this. Things are going to get pretty testy and pretty violent because it always does. When one thing swings into another direction, the response from the other side is some absolute same degree of complete force. We never land in the middle as a society.
Oh yeah, I meant to answer your original question. Yes and yes. Will it be safer? Yes. Will it backfire? Yes. So safer in the, you know, it'll be safer up front, but later on they'll try to find a way. They'll try to find a way to get back. Like, oh, okay, you know, whatever. They'll find some type of way.
Who is they? I'm trying to
the men, right? The original question was coming off of who was it originally? Somebody said something, and we were saying, is this going to be the result of women being treated like safer in entertainment, and or will women have to pay for this later? Like, will there be backlash later? For?
Well,
and I said yes and yes.
Okay, I can understand that.
Hold on, Alfred. Thank you so much, Dr. Frizzle Frost, the warrior spirit, for the birthday gift. Happy New Year to you as well, sir. Salute to you. So here's what I think of it. I don't agree with Alfred Ivy. Here's why. Because she is not a mail carrier. She is a celebrity. She's still in the music business. Now, if she wasn't still hosting BET Awards, hello, I'm MC Lyte, coming up next, Method Man. And, you know, if she still wasn't doing that shit in between commercials for the BET Awards, if she still wasn't a public figure, then I would say, fuck it. It is a nothing burger. Who cares? You're not even in the industry anymore. However, the current environment is calling people to task for shit they said when they were 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You know what I mean? And first album, second album back in 1991. If I was in her corner and I was her agent or her manager or her PR person, I would say, get in front of this. Say something about it. As a matter of fact, you'll come out looking even better if you say, look, back in the day, we all said a lot of fucked up shit and it wasn't okay. We were promoting things like pedophilia. We were promoting things like sexual assault. We were promoting things like date rape, drugs, right? I would get in front of this and she would look a lot better as a celebrity, okay? She'd get a lot of love from the public. That is what I would do as a PR person. I'd be a fixer. But to say, fuck that, it's a nothing burger, fuck them, they picked it out of it. I think it's a mistake for someone who is still in the industry. And she's very much still in the industry. But I don't think this is the last we're going to hear of people going after women now, because women, whether Sylvia Rhone or whatever, all the big wig women, they were doing the same thing that the men were doing, the women in power were doing. And here's the thing, I don't give a fuck. Like, Haran, you say, oh, well, this is the men striking back and trying to find shit on women. Good. good, because I think everybody should burn. I think everybody should burn, the women and the men. If their work led to the promotion of sexual assault and pedophilia, that's where I draw the line. Now, somebody back in 1972 saying, I don't like black people, I don't like white people, I don't like Latins, so I don't like Mexicans, that, to me, that's a nothing burger, because human beings are tribal, right? And everybody's allowed to stick to their own and stick up for their own. I'm not offended by that. But I am very offended by people who promote sexual assault and pedophilia and molestation and things like that and get away with it, and becomes the culture, because it's the culture of the music business. BBD said it. MC Light, obviously, R. Kelly, Rick Ross said something about date rape, drugs. So a lot of them do it. It's literally a culture. So I don't care that they go after the women. They should go after the women. Go after the women, the men, the dogs, the cats, the frogs. Go after everybody. Let all of this go out in the wash. All of it. Because I think it also protects little boys. If you put the light on women do this too, it also protects little boys who are seldom, if ever, protected from older women who are molesters. So I don't care. Call them all out. Call them all out. I don't care if it was 20 years ago. Make that person say something. Make that person atone. I still think Snoop Dogg should atone for walking black women on leashes and on a global stage. I think he should say something about that. I don't think that you should skate after you make millions and billions of dollars throwing people under the bus and not have to atone or say something. Say something. Even if it's bullshit, say something.
So we're saying that it is important, and I hear what you're saying, and I feel what you're saying. So we're saying that there should be a degree of female accountability concentrated on this particular situation, just overall.
Everybody accountable.
So if we're going to do that, then I'm all for also everyone just laying it down the line and admitting how they enabled the Weinstein moments, how they enabled everything, men and women. Is everyone ready to sit down and have those real conversations? If everyone's ready to have those conversations, I'm all for it.
But see, I think the flip.
Really quickly, I just want to respond to that really quickly. I agree with you 100%. People are not going to like that I say this. People are not going to like that I say this. Aside from physically violent sexual assault, listen to what I said. Aside from physically violent sexual assault, or being drugged, okay? Put that on the side. I am not talking about that. I am not touching that. I am talking about actresses who were offered the casting couch and want to lump themselves on this side. I take issue with that.
It didn't work out the way that they wanted to.
Right. I take issue with that, because let's say you went to a meeting with Weinstein and he tried to come on to you and you're like, no, I don't fucking like you. I think you're gross, right? That is not equivalent to a violent sexual assault or someone who was drugged and didn't know what was going on. And I think that they get convoluted. They get mixed up. Right? They get mixed up a lot. And to me, they are not the same. Same thing with Christian Keys. Oh, somebody was sexually, you're a grown man with muscles, and according to you, you could whoop ass. So I don't care if it was Tyler Perry or whoever it was that offered you money for your dick. I don't care. You're an adult male. That person was an adult male. All you got to do is say, I'm not with that.
Exactly.
I'm not showing ass.
Well, so there's two things. So and I want to hit on that. So when it comes to grown men with muscles, it's actually irrelevant when it comes to sexual assault, sexual harassment. It doesn't have a size, a gender, age thing to it. So we have to be careful, when we're saying that, hey, somebody with muscles, or a man can't be, sexually harassed, by a woman in power. That creates a dangerous thing, because that's actually what happens to a lot of men. So as I was laughing when you were reading the lyrics and everything, I'm thinking to myself as a young 17-year-old and saying, that would have been a turn on. Yet at the same time, it also isn't inappropriate, and you shouldn't make it based on males, and how we would naturally respond to things. But going back to what Karan was saying in terms of outing everybody, and your point, Jen, where you said you disagreed, I certainly understand everything that you all are saying. my point is this: is if we're going to move forward, we have to move forward. Taking ourselves back. She's born in 1970. I'm born in 71. So she's only a year older than me. So you're taking me back to what I said and did when I was 21. Hey, let me tell you something. I did wild stuff. I was about to say something else. I did some wild stuff when I was in my early 20s. Some stuff that woo, wasn't Christian like, but it was a whole lot of fun when I did it. I'm not apologizing for any of that stuff. And if the video comes out, I'll be like, fuck it, I did it. Now move on. That's my personality. Everybody has a past.
So what if you lose work behind it? And that sounds great, but try to tell a black person not to think or bring up slavery. Since it's in the past, since this shit, matter of fact, it's so in the past. But no state had nothing to do with slavery. But yet still in 2023,
black folk can't even try to bring up slavery. Most times that's not our conversation. Our conversation is to today. Hey, bro, I'm gonna let you have 200-300 years ago. I'm gonna let you have 1864 and before. That went. But don't try to bring 1864 to my front door today. That's where the problem comes in. That's the major problem that black people have. And you can make me go full black on this show. Hey, man.
Go full black. It's okay. What are you, half black right now? What are you?
Is he muted? Is he?
I think so. He muted himself. That's the good Lord telling them to be quiet.
In all the excitement, you muted yourself, brother. When you go black again, you're capable of doing that. You're capable of going black again.
Right. I can't go to black this time. You can't go full black, bro. You can't go.
But if you were, again, back to the question, if you were losing money, would you be like, fuck it, I don't care. I did it when I was 18.
I mean, but she's not losing money. What I'm saying is the conversation, the space has already been created by the Me Too movements, all of the R. Kelly, the Puffy, the Weinstein stuff. The conversation has been open. This revenge killing stuff that people are doing to try to do it against women, say, look, women do it too. We already know women do it too. The space is open for us to be adults, and what we're saying is the adults in the room are not willing to advance the conversation because we want to keep going back to the past. What are we going to do moving forward?
But these people are currently in power.
You can't talk about. Wait a minute. There's no way. There's no way you can talk about moving forward unless you discuss this is what happened in the industry in the past.
But we already know those things. We already know those things happen in industry in the past. Everyone got the same access to the internet as anybody else. We can have a conversation that moves the
okay, and that is why women have to be held accountable as well. That is why. Two things you said. Here's the issue I have with something you said. Let's not mistake. I'm sorry. Terry Crews, I'm sorry. Getting grabbed in the nutsack at a party in public in front of his wife, right? He chose not to do anything about it. He chose. I don't want people to mix, because here's what happens, right? Here's what happens. It's very convenient. It's very convenient when men don't speak out, right? All of a sudden, let's not bring size and height into account. Anybody could be sexually harassed, which is weird because the woman is sexually harassed.
Why did it take so long?
And why did you take so long? You're saying something 15 years later. Well, you should have said it right away. You should have went screaming from the apartment and dialed 911. What took you so long, right? When it's a woman, the weaker vessel, right? The woman that could get told, you'll never work in this town again. But if it's a man who's built like Terry Crews, okay, grabbed in a nutsack by some random white producer, then it's, hey, wait a minute. Just because Terry Crews is built like a fucking tank doesn't mean he can't be sexually harassed as well. Where's that same energy for women?
And you know what this
Because this is what I think this proves. Christian Keys, who out his own mouth said, I could break a nigga up. Out his own mouth said that. Terry Crews, who could probably bench 350. Okay.
Oh, more than that.
If both of them are like, oh my God, I couldn't say anything. These men wanted my dick and I couldn't say anything. Then I think that women should be given the same amount of grace, but they are not. They are not.
Okay, that's a separate thing, because sexual harassment is what it is. It don't have, again, I'm going back to, it doesn't have a size or a gender attached to it. Wrong is wrong. Okay, if we're gonna draw the line and we're gonna say this is wrong, then Terry Crews shouldn't have to. See, you see what I'm saying? He shouldn't have to throw that guy off of a balcony and bust him up. You know how many times I'd have been in situations where somebody was supposed to get their spine ripped out, and I had to like, I need this job. I got to go to work tomorrow. You know, and so we let a lot of stuff go in this world that we probably wouldn't in a different scenario. You know, we just call them ghetto passes.
But wait a minute. Hold for 1 second. If that was the actual case, wait 1 second, brother. If that was the actual case, and yeah, we should look at things from that perspective. But then there's also human bias, because if that was the actual case, they would never question like, well, what was she wearing? What was she? Why was she out so late in the morning? Why did she know he such and such was drinking? Blah blah blah. Those kinds of questions wouldn't even arise. It would just be flat out. Somebody is accusing someone of sexual assault. Let's get down to the bottom of this.
Exactly.
Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Where's the DNA evidence?
Right there.
All of those things that can color someone's opinion.
Yep.
In terms of what they were wearing, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. That shouldn't be even be a token in the conversation. However, they are. This
and
is in the real world. They are. So Terry Crews, yes. Immediately, what I thought, like, this dude is benching 350 easy. He's repping that.
That's his warm up, bro.
Exactly. So for him to have a dude grab his nuts, immediately, I'm not gonna lie. I'm be like, yo, why didn't this dude fold this guy up in 3.5 seconds?
And you know why? Why?
But you see, that's the whole thing. This is the whole conversation that we're having. Right?
Exactly. That's the whole thing. Terry Crews is no different than any woman who's come forward and say, I've been sexually harassed. If you've been sexually harassed, that shit's just wrong, period. If you've been victimized, it's just wrong, period, because it's not on the victim. See, what we having a conversation about is, you know, whoever Christian Keys is. I know I got to look this guy up, but Christian Keys, Terry Crews,
the man that's 6'3" that has been sexually harassed since 2005 by multiple men that got muscles and shit.
Right. But it's not about them. It's about who did it. They didn't lock up freaking the lady who R. Kelly peed on. They locked up R. Kelly. They didn't go after the woman who said Weinstein did something to her. They went after Weinstein. The problem that we have to address what you call them, the pedophiles or the harassers or those are the people that we need to address. And Terry Crews shouldn't have to fold a guy up. No, that man shouldn't have touched him in the first place, because Terry Crews had to think about his career and what he needed to do, and he knew full well if he threw that man off that daggone balcony, he would never work in Hollywood again. But he sure enough thought about it.
It was worth it to him. So the same thing they say about the women applies to him as well. It was worth it for him to be sexually harassed to keep his position in Hollywood.
This is the point that was originally made about a couple of minutes ago. There's a number of women who have used the idea of rape and so on and so forth as a weapon when they didn't get what they want, when they didn't get their cut. And they shouldn't be put in the same basket as the women who actually were sexually assaulted, because it sullies the bunch. It sullies the bunch, and it intensifies bias, because the idea is that, well, if she lied, then all these motherfuckers must be lying. And that's not the case. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of women don't come forward, because first of all, it's humiliating, it's embarrassing, and a lot of times, if you think about it, if the motherfucker don't get convicted, he got away with it.
Right. And you've been re-victimized.
That's double the humiliation.
Yeah,
so a lot of women are not willing to do
that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you.
A lot of women aren't willing to do that because it's like they just don't even want to risk the extra humiliation, because that should have followed you the rest of your life.
And you know, that's what Melissa Ford said in that interview. She said, listen, I have had an incident with a guy, and she says, for that reason, I'm not coming forward. I won't. She says, I'm not mentally sound enough to go through what you all have put me through, so it's not worth it. I'm keeping it to myself. It's going to my grave. And you know how many women, and that's the other thing, I'm willing to bet a lot of these women originally felt that way. But then when they saw multiple people coming out about the same person who assaulted them, they're like, well, maybe it is safe. Maybe it's speak now or forever hold my peace. But I'm willing to bet a lot of those women, because they knew what they were going to go through, originally thought they were going to take it to their grave.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, having dealt with these cases on both sides, I can say that you can blame the criminal defense attorneys for winning these cases, but statistically, I think it's like 95 to 98% of all women who say that they have been sexually assaulted, sexually harassed, are actually telling the truth. So we don't argue that. We argue proof. And so, you know, even when I handled employment discrimination cases, sexual harassment cases, you know, we looked at trying to get multiple women together, and the best settlements that I've worked out for people actually had to do with getting multiple women together to say that this particular man did these things to him, because it is very hard for one woman to prove her case. But people, when we talk about these pedophiles or whatever, people who do bad stuff don't stop with one. And so we do search out, you know, all of the different victims. So why did Weinstein have this problem? It wasn't because of one woman. There were multiple women who came forward. Why did who's the guy who owned the TV thing? Was it Murdoch or somebody like that? How did he have this problem? Multiple women came forward. So when R. Kelly, multiple women came forward. You know, P. Diddy, multiple women came forward. When you have multiple women coming forward, you now have a basis for that. But one-on-one is he said, she said, and I'm decent at my job. I'm not gonna say I'm good, but I'm decent. And being decent, yeah, you can win a lot of cases. So when women are harassed, they really should get together as a group. So yeah, because it does drive that home. We dealt with looking at Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, multiple women came forward. All of these are you don't have a solo person out here. It's really difficult because of everything that you all are saying.
Yeah. I was going to bring up the whole Bill Cosby thing when it comes to looking back in time. And so he had the skit where he was talking about Spanish Fly. And so looking from after all these women came forth, you can look back and say, oh, look what he was doing back then. But you got to realize, like, everybody was laughing at it back then at that time. So, you know, nobody was looking at, not saying it was right, but the time frame that comedy was being done wasn't viewed as it is today. So when you have a lot of young people who have been brought up to, you know, people that have been brought up from, let's say, millennials on, when they're looking back, because you can go get this stuff online now and say, wait up, we grew up where this stuff's not acceptable. Well, you know, they put their time frame on something way back when, that at the time, whether it was right or wrong, which obviously Spanish Fly wouldn't have been a good thing because it's like a date rape drug, right? But at the time, people were laughing at it, you know? So it really gets tricky, because things that were in comedy and entertainment that were viewed as acceptable or at least funny, today, you know, if you grow up today, it's a totally different ball game. So yeah, that's all I want to put in there.
I just think I don't see the problem. I really don't see the problem with changing the culture. I don't see a problem with changing the culture. And I think to change the culture, you're going to have to call everybody out, women included. Like, yep. The culture must be changed, because the stuff that these men and women have gotten away with in this industry, and not just entertainment, and in all industries, you know, the power dynamics that people have gotten away with doing to other people for the sake of, oh, I need to keep my job, right? I think that everyone should be exposed, and I think that everyone should address it. I think they should address it. I think MC Lyte is arrogant. She knows this chatter is going on about her. I think she should release a statement. That's what I think.
And I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I hear you. I feel you. But then we're talking about self-interest versus morality. And we all know where the pendulum usually swings.
I'm saying even if she's a ratchet ass bitch who'd sleep with a 17-year-old and all those lyrics she wrote herself, I'm saying for the sake, fuck her morality, because I think a lot of them motherfuckers are corrupt and front and like they're good people. First of all, I think a lot of them motherfuckers And nothing would surprise me. If somebody dropped a story tomorrow, Queen Latifah, you know what I mean, sexually assaulted me and a girl is saying it, you just don't know. There's rumors floating around, right? I don't put any of these people on a pedestal. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, like when Christian Keys came out, he was like, oh, if I tell you who it was who sexually harassed me, your heart's going to be broken. Who, bitch? Where do you think we live? I don't put anything past anyone. Our heart's going to be broken. Who are you going to say Obama did it? Tyler Perry did it? Like who's going to break our hearts? Like, we don't give a damn.
Not at this point. Not with this blueprint.
Because we know. So I think just to change the culture of a thing, I think her and anyone else who's accused of some shit, it's very simple to release a statement. Look, back then, this was what. Look at Rick Ross. I put Molly all in her drink. She didn't even know it. Like, that culture has to change. It has to change.
I would say this, man. The 80s and the 90s was some wild shit.
It was.
You know what I mean? The motherfuckers is lucky there wasn't no cameras. That's all I would say.
Yeah.
There was no camera phones back then. Motherfuckers are lucky.
Boy.
That's all I would say.
You seen they stopped the Freaknik
Absolutely.
movie?
Absolutely.
Hey, and I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all missed it. Y'all, if you ain't go to the Nick, you missed it.
I'll pass. Thank you, though. From the videos I saw, that shit looked nasty as fuck. So I'm glad I missed it.
It was wildness. It was
that shit looked nasty.
It was fun though. It was fun. But like you say, the 90s, the 80s and the 90s was a different time. And if you missed it, hey, you can't go back to it.
I mean, 80s and 90s, from what I hear, the 70s were wild as hell.
Oh, hell yeah.
Love, 70s and free love.
The 60s and 70s, I can just imagine.
Yeah. You know,
we got it from somebody.
I'm about to say everybody
we didn't come up with it. We didn't come up with wildness. No.
I've never been the type, like, I don't like those type of crowds. I don't like crowds where there's like groups and posses of men looking to fuck things. I don't like those environments. I don't think they're sexy. I don't think they're cute. I think they're very, very nasty. That's just my opinion. I know people all for Freaknik. I'm not surprised. I see Hollywood Unlocked, and I see Neighborhood Talk, and I see World Star. I know there's a certain demographic of people. All right, if you fit in there, oh well. There's a certain demographic of people that like that nasty shit, that Sodom and Gomorrah. Everybody fucking let's fuck 3 at a time. It looks nasty. It looks greasy. It looks oily. It looks like it stinks of wig glue and Newports. Not my thing. Okay, not my environment. So I'm just saying, and that's like Haran says, that's race agnostic. I don't care who's doing it. I don't want no parts. I feel like I could catch something in the air. Just poor guy. I get something. You know what I'm like? I can just catch something in the air. Like no emoji, no emoji. No, it just look from the little clips that they did release. And like how women used to be walking by scantily clad and there'd be 5, 6, 7 dudes holding their dick like, yo, short. No. Not unless I was packing. No. What was the equivalent in your? I can't ask you, no, Saint. You didn't really get down like that. You're not like a Josh.
No, what's my equivalent? Like, what is something? But I'm gonna say, what is something that would be like Freaknik? Like
in your community, like what in your community?
Isn't that Woodstock?
Does he come from a different community?
The second Woodstock. What the
hell? Yeah. Breaking news.
What's going on? Yeah, from what I've seen, I wasn't. Mardi Gras is like, I mean, on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
There's some crazy shit going down in the rainbow section of Bourbon Street.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it is.
I was there too.
So.
But what's it like though? Like, what happens? Like,
everything.
Yeah, like.
Are people like fucking in the street? Like, what goes on?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, off in the corner. It's off in the corner. It's not like directly in the street.
No. But during Mardi Gras, when those big crowds are out there. Oh yeah.
Everything goes.
A lot of that going on.
Yes, it's definitely.
You can see it.
It's a different party, and you got to remember. And I say this to people a lot of times: is every time you think about meeting disgusting dirty boys, know that they ain't disgusting dirty boys by themselves. They got some help, and they ain't other disgusting dirty boys. There's some disgusting little dirty girls out there too, and they make the party go. So if you ever think about Freaknik or Mardi Gras and what's going on, them little disgusting dirty boys are not out there freaking themselves.
Well, you know what? The South is hypersexual anyway. Like a lot of
you got to understand that most people that went down to the Nick wasn't from the South.
No, I'm talking about energy wise. It's just very hypersexual. I lived in Atlanta for 13 years, and that is the most hypersexual place it's like it was just, it got to the point it was overbearing and just weird. And I felt like I lived in a petri dish, and come to find out I did. So I got the fuck up out of there because they are, and there's just a lot going on down there.
Oh, here's one. This is true. Girls Gone Wild.
Oh, I remember that.
Like the white version of Freaknik. Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah, that's Florida. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Florida too, and you got New Orleans and Georgia. Like it's just a
very. Speaking
of, and just to let y'all know,
Virginia Beach, Daytona Beach.
Yep.
All the spring breaks, yeah.
Not too many women are as handsy and gropey as drunk white women.
Very true.
Real crappy.
Very true. They grab everything and everybody. Yeah. Very true.
No. I just don't like, because human beings they're a virus. They're filthy. Human beings are dirty. They're dirty. Like, I mean, the number one thing that you find on a supermarket cart handle is fecal matter. Do you know what that means? That means that millions of people shit and don't wash their hands. Human beings are dirty. I don't believe that women clean in between their clitoral folds correctly. I don't believe that women clean their labia correctly. I don't believe that men wipe their ass correctly. I've seen many a Hershey squirt on white underwears. Okay. The people just do not cleanse themselves correctly. And when you think about that, and then you add sex, liquor, and sweat to it, it's not my type of party. It's just, there's nothing appealing about it. There's nothing that makes me want, hey, yes. No.
I don't like Bourbon Street on a regular Friday night. So you can't pay me enough, especially at this point in life, to go down there Mardi Gras. Like,
and people always say this when I mention bidet. How many people have a bidet? Like, how many people have a bidet? How many people even know what a bidet is?
I just found out you can order like attachments for your toilet.
You can on Amazon. Yeah, you can on Amazon. They have them. They sure do.
I mean,
men aren't thinking about it.
One of the things that can help, brothers, if you're watching, buy some dude wipes, man. Like, I keep the dude wipes in the house, man. You know what I mean? Dude wipes.
Listen, if I go in a man's bathroom and he doesn't have some sort of baby wipe or wipe on a toilet,
I keep the dude wipes, man. You got to do that, man. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Or floss. If he doesn't
my kids don't know what regular toilet paper is. They will not. They want those little wipes, or that's all.
I judge. I do.
Well, I keep the dude wipes. I also keep the dude bombs to make sure, like, the moment you go, you do the courtesy flush. You drop them shits in there. You know what I mean? Take care of the smell. You know what I mean? All that, man. You got to do that, man. What's wrong with you? Nah, I don't want my.
I'm like, do men wipe their ass with the underwear and then put it back on their ass?
What are y'all talking about? I go offline for like 10 seconds and y'all off on some crack. Hey, man. Hey.
Hey, I'm just saying that she ain't lying.
No, it was related to the Freakniks, the Mardi Gras, the somebody said Woodstock, Girls Gone Wild. It's all related to that. It's just humans. They're dirty.
And as a guy or a girl, I guess a woman as well, you must go south to north. You don't want to go north to south, because then you're pushing that shit into the taint area where your nuts are and stuff. You gotta go the other way.
Oh yeah. I was like, what are we talking about here? Oh yeah, front to back. Just I'm like north to south. What the fuck is front to back wiping?
South to north.
And then they don't. then they don't be having dude wipes and then have a hairy ass. I'm like, how you making this make sense?
Like Adam said, take a shower too if you can. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm one of those dudes. Like, if I know that that was a bit much, I'm going in the shower.
Yeah.
I'm going in the fucking shower.
I'm a
you
shower
know me
girl,
too
but I
much.
try to time mine right before my shower anyway.
Try to, yeah.
But yeah, that's how I do, because I can't. Oh no, I gotta shower. I have to have a shower. I'm sorry.
Asses are dirty. You be thinking your ass is clean. Asses are dirty. You got. Thank you, Eugene. Thank you, Jay Regal. This is why. Now, would I feel differently if there was no such thing as disease and sweat and stuff? Yeah, I would feel completely differently. But humans are gross. They're good. It takes a lot. Especially for a woman. It takes a lot to keep a body clean. It takes a lot. I don't know how people, they go in the shower, they don't even wash from the waist down really. Like they'll swish around their nutsack and then I'm like, you got thighs, you got knees, you got toes, you got ankles, you got calves. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot.
Swish around their nutsack.
You'd be surprised back in the day when I used to hang with a lot of girls. Now I don't. I'm solo dolo. But back, you 16, 17, you hang with a lot of girls, right? And I'm like, y'all don't Q-tip y'all clits. Like y'all don't, you have to shower. You have to clean behind the folds, the labia. You can't just like, and get out. You got to Q-tip the inside of your eyes. You got to Q-tip the inside of your eyes and go across. You got to Q-tip your ears. You got to Q-tip your vagina with soap. And there's a lot. It takes a fucking lot.
Yeah.
There was a stripper.
Yes, eating me is a pleasure. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm a very clean woman.
Yeah,
it's a lot. YouTube.
It's hard. It's hard to, you know what I'm saying? And then when somebody's like a little overweight, sorry, I'm gonna come after y'all real quick. Y'all be all right though when we leave here. But there's like, you guys, I love big titties. I love big asses. There's fucking shit under your titties when the titties are huge. What are you talking about? And when they have huge asses, look, I'm 5'3", 34, 24, maybe 36 on my measurements. I'm sitting on a regular toilet the regular toilet. I'm fucking spread across that bitch. My thighs are out. How the fuck does a woman that weighs 150
I'm always wondering.
do it?
I'm always wondering that. I'm always wondering that, Jen. I'm like, how does this work with all the BBL?
But men, I like her. She a fat ass. She a big titty. Is she cleaning it correctly? And then don't let her be the type that, I get my nails done all the time, honey, once a month. And she got nails on her. You know how hard it is to clean the crack of a regular size ass, let alone a bitch that, look at me, the BBL. No. Get me on my birthday weekend.
Because I have such a keen sense of smell smells are always what I'm thinking about. Like whenever I'll be looking at TV. I'm like, I wonder how that smells. Like, because I just know everything has a fucking smell. So when I see the big asses, that's always what I'm thinking. I'm like, sis, like I hope you taking extra precautions because, like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Now I don't want no pussy for like at least a good two months.
Good.
I'm like turned off by it for like 60 days right now because I'm just like.
I challenge. Listen, I'm gonna fuck it up for women. I'm gonna fuck it up.
There was a stripper.
You don't mess it up
online.
Wait
1 second, brother.
I'm all right.
1 second, brother. There's a stripper on.
You all right with it? With what?
Well, I don't have a problem with. I'm sorry, brother Karan. You were talking. I clicked.
He doesn't want to say.
I was listening to a brother.
Curvy woman, so that's not my issue at all.
I'm not talking about curvy women. I'm talking about, do you open up a can of tuna and say, yes. That's what I'm talking about.
What, a fresh can of tuna? Fresh can of tuna, it don't smell bad. But somebody's ass smell like tuna. I mean, that's a totally different thing.
What were you saying?
Haran, continue.
I caught this stripper on male stripper on YouTube. He was talking about, his escapades and some of the things. And one of the things he said was that, the sisters be having some problems.
Babe.
I've been hearing that a lot too.
He said that's the main demo that be having some problems. He said he's been with the white ones and the Asian ones, you know, and he said one thing that was very peculiar though, and not shocking. He says that when he's in like, you know, the spot is the Asian ones and the white ones, they share. You know what I mean? The Asian one will let him clap, and then the Asian girl will go get Sarah. Hey, Sarah, come get this. You know what I mean? And Sarah let the guy clap. He said when he'd be at the spots with just black women, Boom Quisha ain't sharing that dick with nobody in that motherfucking place, man. She ain't trying to share that shit with none of her friends. You know what I mean? So he was also saying that in terms of hygiene, especially the baddies, they got some things going on.
Yeah, I heard about the bad.
The ruler's back. Yeah, listen, I'm surprised. Again, I'm fucking it up for women's game right now, but I'm surprised when I have conversations with girls and I'm like, you don't do that? Like, how do you not? Listen, I'm gonna fuck it up for you right now. All the men, next time you go eat some pussy, I challenge you. I dare you to pull a hood back on that clitoris. I dare you and see. I dare you.
Jen, you're assuming that men even know what the clitoris is happening.
Right.
You over here telling niggas to pull the hoods back. Niggas they gonna be like, is it right here? Like, you know,
they don't know body part. They just want
going through all that, man.
You gotta clean yourself. People don't know.
I think I'm gonna bug a girl. I'm gonna bug a girl out one day. I'm like, hey, can I ask you a question? Like, shit, do you Q-tip your clitoris? Q-tip your labia? What kind of dumb shit is that? Oh, you's a nasty bitch. Okay.
There you go. You gotta wet it, and you know what I mean? Take your regular shower. Make sure you get in there with the Q-tip. You gotta have a, because I'm telling you, women's bodies are fucking high maintenance. I envy y'all.
You do realize we gotta clean ourselves too. We got sweat.
So it's nothing like don't play them games with a woman. You about to lose already. Stop.
Hey, the fact that
stop while you're
whatever you're about to say, we got pretty much the same body parts that need to be cleaned just as well. I mean, what y'all doing up
here?
Do
you understand what a vagina takes to keep properly clean?
You do realize I've been married for about 15, 17 years. I've been in the game for a while now. I'm not a newbie. I'm here every day.
He's like, yo, wait a minute. I've been fucking vagina for the past 45 years. So how complicated? Hey, we're already here. We're here now. We're here. So since we're here,
we're here. Let's go ahead.
How hard is it to clean a penis? Really? Don't you just dip it in some soapy water, swish it around, and dry it off?
No, that's not. No, ma'am. That's not how it goes. Okay, that's not how it goes. We gotta pull skin back. We gotta clean the head. We gotta, you gotta get around the crevices. You know what I mean, where your nuts are, especially, you know what I mean, the crevices where your legs are, where things also do hide. We just don't be dipping our shit in water and shaking around, and all of a sudden we just go out the goddamn door. That's not no. You see what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
We might not be as complex.
You mean if you're not circumcised?
We might not be as complex as you, but god damn it, it ain't no shit where you just sprinkle or some shit on there and you just wave it dry and shit. You just walk out the fucking door. It ain't that, okay? There's some things that you got to do, and this is why some of y'all be fucking these niggas and you be having all kinds of shit wrong with your shit after you fuck with the motherfucker, because he probably do the shit you think. He just wet the shit, you know what I'm saying, wave it dry and go right out the goddamn door. Exactly.
Throw some Lumi in.
Exactly.
He just takes a little wet wipe.
Exactly. That's probably why you after you fuck the motherfucker, your pH is all over the place.
You definitely know there's a problem when they start to sell deodorant for that Lumi or whatever it's called for that area.
Oh my God. That thing is regressing human beings back to back in the day when there wasn't running water. Why would you buy that and not just wash your ass? I know what you're talking about because I saw it on Facebook.
Right. And that's so ridiculous. Like if you're gonna use one of those things, like for me, when I use my Luffy, I do a conventional wash first with conventional soap, and then I go over with the Luffy and the body wash, because I just don't feel like the Luffy itself just does it for me. I don't have that
Isn't
feeling.
That whole bath shit? Ain't that kind of whole bath?
What's that?
Whole bath. What's a whole bath?
Hold on. Whole bath is not that. Whole bath is when you're standing over a sink.
Right, it's a sink wash up. That's
No, no, I'm saying though, not like in the
How do you know this, Alfred?
in the concept of not being a thorough
I'm
wash.
50.
That's
I'm
what I'm talking
52.
about. The concept
And I'm
is
from
not being a
Chicago,
thorough wash. What
from
you
the
said?
west side of Chicago. I wasn't always a suit and tie wearer. I've been everywhere.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, from my perspective and the experience that I have of niggas that's been in the game, any nigga that run in the arms of God and did some shit back in the days. Because a couple of my fellas, they some Bible thumpers too.
Well, listen.
And I was
usually when I
was
meet,
all there when it happened. So
I'm about to say, usually when I meet
I just
Christians,
run
when they
into the
become a
arms of
Christian of
God.
a certain age, I'm like, oh, okay, you atoning for some shit. I
just didn't
I
run
get
into
it.
the arms of God. I was just like, hey,
I get it.
Take us through. I took you through how a vagina must be clean. Take us through, not to mention your diet, too. You have to eat a certain way. So
absolutely.
take us through. How do you clean the penis, Haran? You said you pull in skin back. What about y'all little taints? Y'all scrub in there?
Yes.
Yes.
You gotta get in, you gotta get in there, man.
Do you lift up your little nuts and stuff and get in between
My nuts ain't little. Yeah, so I lift my nuts up. My nuts.
But you clean in between the penis and the nuts too, that little line
You have
next
to.
to you.
Yes.
I mean, if we want,
But no matter what,
it's
we gotta make sure we clean.
We just
What
feel
happened?
like,
What did no
no
sense?
matter what, it's way easier than what a woman's got to do.
Thank you, no saying like I don't understand. I have never
but
even
that is not
seen
the
a guy
point
even try
being
to
made
debate
here, no saint. The point being made here is that it's not this thing that just takes like
no, I get you. It's not just throwing
like all we do as men is just we sprinkle some water, wave it around, and go out and fight. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the life cycle of a man. Like
You put some soapy water in a cup and then you swish it around like a straw.
It's a little bit more complex than that.
It's a lot more than that. Come on now.
Yeah, Adam Hearn is stupid. Adam Hearn's I wonder what TD Jake's routine is, Paul. Ask Diddy.
He said what?
He said, TD Jake's routine. I said, ask Diddy. No, you got just anyway. That's another. Thank you, East Grapple. Thank you, everybody that's saying happy birthday. But that's another reason why, like, when I do see, that's what disgusts me the most about humans. When I do see them being like hypersexual in large groups, that like it doesn't turn me on. It's not sexy to me because I just start all that shit starts playing in my head. He didn't wash his ass. She don't know how to wash her pussy. This person, he probably just whatever. And it's funny, men. You ask any man. I never. Who y'all dealing with? Who y'all trying? I never. Yet the Hershey streak is very common.
But any woman who's ever washed their men's clothes, every single fucking woman has those stories. So that's why I'm like, yeah, y'all act like it's a Britney Spears album. Like no one wants to claim the Britney Spears album, but the bitch is multi-platinum. It's like that.
Many men, especially when you're young and maybe drunk, but many men will plow through any smell to their nose. They'll just plow right through it. Like, oh, this stinks, but
listen, not me. I remember DL Hughley said, I remember DL Hughley said one time.
I did that one time.
I remember DL Hughley said if he ran into that shit one time, he'd take that fucking drawers and he'd burn that shit. She ain't gonna see this shit. No, son. I ain't gonna. This ain't gonna be in the
his drawers had the Hershey streak.
No, he said that when dealing with that shit, essentially his drawers a woman never finds a Hershey fucking streaks in his drawers when she do the laundry.
Listen,
she get rid of that shit.
You remember Ray J? Ray J was on the Breakfast Club. And he says he never buys white underwear. He never buys white underwear. And the other one, DJ Envy, and the other guy were like, why? And Ray J was like, y'all don't know about the white underwear? And they were trying to act like they didn't know. And I was like, if you're the guy that's acting like you don't know, then you're the guy with the Hershey fucking streak in your underwears.
Exactly.
I don't know what it is with men. Do y'all get a wedgie? Do you not wipe your ass? I don't know what it is, but it is common. Even when the drawers are dark, like navy blue or black, you could still see if you do laundry. If you do laundry, you can still see that Hershey sheet. But if we ask y'all don't know what we talking about. I've never heard of that.
Do you know this though? This shit was disgusting. I don't know if it's cap or this dudes who really think this. Apparently, there's dudes who don't wipe their ass because they think that's homosexual.
What?
They think that there's some dudes out there who don't wipe their ass because they think that's homosexual. I don't know if it's cap or whatever. Yes.
They got other issues going on. There's deeper issues than ass.
They don't go in that shit. They don't go in that shit because now that's some gay shit, man. I'm like,
that's deeper issues than ass wiping at that point.
Look at Adam Hearn. He's funny. He's talking about if it smells.
But you guys said, how is it you stomach? How is it that you stomach? Because that happened to me one time. It's Saturday. Fuck it, we already here, right? That happened to me one time, and this is why I'm traumatized of bushes, Lily. This guy had a bush on him, and I was surprised because he was like a younger guy. Usually, the younger guys, I was younger too, many moons ago. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, who does this? Who does this? So I'm like, yeah, we getting hot and bothered, and I'm like, ooh, that shit smells like fucking, I don't even know what, but why? I mean, he was 6'9", but I'm like, how do you not smell that? Your nose being so close to you. But I'm like, he was.
Smells like a damn locker room or something.
Yes, like sweaty gym socks. And I was like, no, I can't. So how do men plow through? I
would throw up. I can't do it.
It turns me off.
Yeah, like it's a wrap.
I mean, I shave that area. I shave that area. I just don't shave my underarms. I don't shave my underarms.
No.
You don't keep your underarms low though with a clippers?
Yeah.
Keep your underarms low with a clipper. Yo, we gonna go out in public and do shit. We're gonna be at day parties and shit, Haran. You're not gonna be standing there with bushes and fucking chunks.
Hey.
Hair.
It's a little. I mean,
you could trim it down. You don't have to go completely bald. I like it completely bald, but you gotta trim it down. It's fucking gross.
I've been off the streets too long. I don't have frame of reference for this stuff anymore.
What happened? What happened?
I say I've been.
This is what happens when you hang out with us too long, man.
Yeah, I know.
Hang out with us too long. This is what happens, man.
I gotta get back out in the streets because I don't know what y'all talking about. I mean, I'm like, that's not my life. You know what I'm saying?
But you said you plowed through some smells. Was that you? Did you say that?
Oh yeah, I was a young man then. I mean, I've been
plowed through some smells.
No Saint said that, right? No Saint.
I said men that plowed through it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, she didn't smell fruity fresh, and I was like, I'm not gonna miss this one. I ain't gonna do it again. But I'm gonna do this.
Right. Just the one time you're like,
you gotta put the notch on the belt, right? You gotta put the notch on the belt, right?
I mean, well, this one, yes, yeah, this one, yeah. I mean,
So y'all messing with some pretty stinky girls. That's what y'all doing.
It happens.
Look, listen, no. There was this one very attractive girl that I used to go to high school with, and her breath, man, you smelled that shit before she came into the classroom, man.
Hey, but she was a scholarship athlete, bro. So you had to do one.
So I don't know what it is about beautiful women, particularly in our ethnic group, but I don't know if they just feel like fucking hygiene be damned. They just show up.
Not be damned.
They just show up.
Adam Hearn something. Adam Hearn says hair is grown for a reason. On one hand, just manage it. Adam Hearn, are you circumcised? Adam Hearn, answer that. Are you circumcised? I'm curious. Are you circumcised? Let me know. The Japanese women still rock the bush. Yeah, I can't get with that. I can't get with that bush. I can't get.
And French. I think French too.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. Why
you disappointed? No, saying you was about to hit a French chick.
No, the language is so beautiful.
Sexy. Yeah. And they don't like to wear deodorant, no saying. So the bush with no deodorant.
Yeah.
Damn, you gotta be fucking an onion. Adam Hearn, what does that mean? See, semi? I don't know what that means. Are you circumcised? Yes or no? I did stop talking in riddles. See, semi. What the fuck does that mean?
Yes, semi circle.
How are you semi-circumcised? What does that mean?
Yeah, that's weird.
The motherfucker said semi-circumcised.
Does that mean you the hood go away when you?
Well, they left some of the skin back or some shit? Like you got that.
It's got like a
know,
10 root.
that's the quickest way to get cancer for a man is not to be circumcised. I mean, I didn't know that.
Oh my god, I hear so much shit.
Landmine.
It's
No,
true.
it's so much bullshit. It's so much bullshit regarding circumcision. So
It's
much
medical.
bullshit.
I'm not. Why would I make something like that up? Like literally, it's medical.
Well,
No, it's medical. It's medical because it's another way for doctors to get money. It's a lot of shit people tell you are medical because they're in a white lab coat, and it results in them making money. You were born with foreskin. If foreskin was a danger to you, you wouldn't be born with foreskin. There's no
Right.
different than circumcising a
Foreskin
woman.
is not
Yeah.
a danger to you. But like your whole Q-tip thing about that,
Yeah.
yes. If a man who's
Okay, so we
he
can't.
doesn't
All
do
right.
that.
Okay, great. So I agree that not being clean because
Right.
women that can clean well also get diseases. They also get I forgot what the name of the shit was.
Was it?
Whatever. It throws off your pH balance. And you can get yeast infections and all kinds of shit if you don't clean well. So it's the same thing. A man who's not circumcised, you have to clean your body well. It's not that if you're not circumcised, you will get cancer and HPV. But no, if you don't clean your ass properly, then you can end up holding shit between your little, you know what I'm saying, behind the uncircumcised situation. But I hate when people are like, well, it's more likely that you get STDs and STIs if you're circumcised. No, it's more likely if you don't. They should
Right.
reword it to it's more likely if you don't clean yourself properly.
Right.
So-
It's all about
So
hygiene.
yeah, so that's
You
where the
can get
stat
cancer
becomes,
from a vasectomy. That's
because
why
that's
I heard you can get cancer from a vasectomy.
Lies.
Liar. Haran just don't want to do it. I keep telling them to do it. We'll
So-
be there with you, Haran. Me and
Yeah,
Lily
I-
will be there.
I agree with.
Don't you get no vasectomy, man.
I don't know.
Hey, stay true. Stay true.
Absolutely. I
Hey,
ain't putting no motherfucking.
Yeah.
hell no.
don't do it, bro.
Alfred
Don't do it.
Ivy's not gonna help you pay for child support. He ain't gonna help you.
Bro,
And
you
I'm-
ain't gotta- you don't have to pay
Hey,
for it.
look, man, we just gonna do the pull-out thing.
Just strap it up. That's what you trying to talk about. You ain't gotta.
Or I can always go with the greatest of motherfucking birth controls. Sleeping with older women.
Hey.
You just have a good old time up in some older box.
Okay. Woo, the freedom, honey. Okay. Come and me get sexy again.
It's a real thing. What is a partial circumcision? In a partial circumcision, only a part of the foreskin is removed. In many cases, only the top portion of the foreskin is removed. It's supposed to be
Wait a minute.
of the
So
penis,
Adam-
but leave the
So
bottom.
Adam, you got half a dick.
No.
No.
He got half a turtleneck.
Yes, he have a foreskin.
Half a to me, that's dumb. Either do it or don't.
So why? I need to know why. Let me.
I'm
look
gonna
this
call
up.
this motherfucker half and half.
Hey, I assure you, he didn't do it. This is something that you have happen when you are a baby. Whatever happens.
What's up, 50 Cent?
I mean, hey,
Oh my goodness.
that's not something that a grown man, outside of certain cultures is gonna be able to handle. You ain't gonna be able to handle it.
shit.
But no, it's becoming more common. Circumcision for adult males is becoming more common.
Yeah, they need to leave that alone. You just go to the bath and get it over with. That just sound like you're gonna be in pain, and I'm not gonna have no sympathy for you.
Well, you got
Yeah,
so how
it's
we
very
got half the shit done. When
very
the doctor went to the bathroom,
Huh?
doctor, when he went to the bathroom, he had like half of. Like, how did half of that shit happen? Like, what happened?
I'm looking it up now, but it's not clear of why this will be done. To prevent, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I will say that Jen is right, but as we know, not men will. You're saying you got to clean yourself not to get that cancer. So the reason I think circumcision is preventing more cancers because all those people that wouldn't properly clean themselves, like the guys with the streaks in their underwear. You know what I mean?
If you got streaks in your underwear, but I can guarantee you're not cleaning behind your hood correctly.
Mhm.
Right.
Clean, just and that's what you got to teach little boys. Teach little boys how to clean. Y'all know how I feel. I'm not getting into it, but I don't believe in circumcising an infant. You want to get it when you get older because it's a cosmetic thing, and it's easier for you to clean yourself. Then do it when you get older, but stop mutilating little boys. Stop mutilating babies. Stop it. Stop it.
Too late.
Yeah, we are, Haran. Too late for who? For you?
For my kids. Too late.
You circumcised your babies?
Mhm.
Oh my God. All 3 of them.
Because I was too.
Yeah? You just went in there and cut their dicks like, hey, take the blade to the boy's penis.
Well, they put like a little ring around it or something like that. It's like,
I don't even want to know.
And meanwhile, you want to tell me to go chop up my dick, but this sounds disgusting.
That has nothing to do with your dick. Stop being an ignoramus and a Neanderthal. Okay? Sit up. Walk upright, Haran.
It's in connection.
No, it has no.
It's kind of interesting. They got so many different circumcision techniques, and it's like, okay,
Right. That's what I was looking. I'm like, I didn't know all this was existing, but okay.
it's kind of interesting / cool. I'm like, okay, I wonder which one they did to me.
I've seen some bad ones. I've seen some bad ones where it looked like they took half of the damn dick off. It's like this. It like the regular skin starts like this far down.
Or sometimes it looks where they cut the skin off. Sometimes it looks rolled back, like they didn't cut it right, or maybe it healed. You know what I mean, in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like it's mutilation.
Damn, so you're saying there's a bunch of different ones. Like, so you got like the Long Beach cut. We're gonna go with the down south cut. The New York strip. I don't know.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Right, you're right, Abby. They won't even neuter a dog at that age, and we're gonna like put a baby through it. That's crazy.
It's not neutering. What the freak?
But it's still major surgery. It's major surgery. It's a newborn. It's a newborn. You don't take a fucking blade to any parts of a newborn. You don't. Humans are so. I hate adults. I hate y'all. I hate
adults. My nerves. Really fuck up kids.
It's an interesting thing. So, talking too much about cases that I handle, but newborns actually are very interesting creatures. A lot of surgeries actually are better done on newborns because they don't have the same nerve endings as adults. So circumcision for a newborn actually is much, much less painful than it is for an adult. It's like, and it's not a major surgery. In fact, one of the cases that I had years ago was a case of a newborn who had one of the IV cords wrapped too tightly around her arm, and it caused a lack of blood flow. And so we ended up negotiating a settlement for it. But the interesting thing that I learned is that because they're newborns and they don't have the same, again, nerve endings, blood flows, cartilage, bone structure that we do, the baby's fingers actually fell off. Because that's what can happen with children. They don't have what we have, right? All this stuff isn't grown yet. And so if you put a ligature around here, these fingers can literally die like a chameleon's tail and fall right off. It's a big settlement, but the point is you want to do certain things to a child if you're going to do it at all.
You still got doctors in 2023 that believe that Black women don't feel as much pain as other women. Like we're still there.
Can I say something? I cannot wait. Hold on. Because this is on the block, Hold on, because you just perturbed me on this wonderful Saturday night. Hold on. Seriously, time out. The reason why I hate human beings is because they are obnoxious, pompous assholes. The very notion and idea that something that can't tell you, this hurts, motherfucker. So that means they have less nerve endings and they don't feel pain. They don't feel pain. You have the same exact attitude towards animals. You cut ears off because it looks better on a Doberman. You cut tails off because you don't want your dog's tails wagging because aesthetically it's not cool. So let me read something to you about infants who can't express to you. Please don't take a blade to my penis. I just got here. Please don't take a blade to my penis. A baby can't tell you that because you're the bully adult. And you say what goes, right? You go and you mutilate an infant because the infant can't say, please don't hurt me. Please don't take a blade to my penis. So let me read this. Babies experience aspects of pain in a similar way that adults do. New MRI research suggests, novel MRI research has determined that infants have patterns of pain-related trauma and brain activity similar to adults, but with a much lower pain threshold. Okay? This also states here for all the babies don't feel pain. You're not developed yet. It's the most Neanderthalific shit I've ever fucking heard. And yeah, I made up that word. Circumcision is a painful procedure. It says it right fucking here. Pediatric Society. Problems resulting from the surgery are usually major. Circumcision of baby boys, information for parents. Circumcision traumatizes the infant based on the nature of the experience and extreme physiological and behavioral responses of brain waves. Babies very much feel pain. Please do not spread a belief for 1 second that an infant doesn't feel pain because they can't tell you, please don't put a blade to my body. A baby cannot tell you, please don't put a blade to my body. I just got here. So don't believe for 1 fucking minute that babies don't feel pain. I had an infant and my sister had these little infant nail clippers, right? And she was cutting my baby's fingernails, baby. And, it was like, my sister was like, I know this technique. And you just hold their little finger like that to expose the nail and clip it. She cut my baby, my daughter. My daughter jumped and started crying. She was a baby. She was a baby. So please don't tell me that babies don't feel pain or that their fingers will fall off. They don't feel anything. They don't have enough nerve endings.
No,
That's
no. I didn't say they didn't feel pain.
Farce. It's false information. Okay? It's false. It's a farce. And that's why they numb the baby's penis. But they feel just as much pain as adults. Please stop. I am begging y'all. Stop doing that. Stop cutting up your dogs because you want your dogs to look better. Stop abusing and mutilating things because they can't speak. It's barbaric. It's literally barbaric.
Humans are barbarians. We are.
Barbaric. Their first experience in life is getting a blade to your penis. And I'm speaking from the point of view of a woman. I like circumcised penises. I do. I like them. They're cute. I like them. However, I don't think that you should take that choice away from a human being in its infancy because it can't tell you, please don't cut me. Please don't cut me. It's the equivalent of someone grabs you, someone with more power than you, more say, and you're an adult. And the person says, well, in this community, we cut ears off because that's what we like here. So sit down. We're going to strap you down. We'll numb you. Don't worry. But we have to slice your ears off because in this community, we like human beings without ears. Imagine that. You'd fight. You would fight to death. You're not cutting my ears off. A baby can't say, please don't cut me. God damn it. Is this who I think it is? Don Lavon, the hobbyist in the motherfucking building, says, happy birthday, Tinkerbell. Blast from the past. How are you, sir? Good to see you. We fell off the face of the earth. I hope you fell off the face of the earth because you were doing positive, productive things. Good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for that super chat. Appreciate you much. I'm sorry I went off, y'all, but I hate abusive shit. I hate it. I hate bullying, and I fucking hate abusive shit. It should be illegal to slice your baby boy's penis in half. It should be illegal. It should be illegal. Don't let me be the president because I'll be a fucking dictator. It should be illegal. I would be a dictator. I would. I know you're scared of those no saint, but I would. Because human beings do they not need direction?
humans are fucking crazy. Like I always say, kids are smarter than adults. kids,
No,
kids are smarter than adults. It's just that adults have more experience with life, but kids are way smarter.
Don Levine coming in strong.
right? I mean,
Yeah, I gave him a good message in there. I was like, Don, because it's been so long since we've seen this friend of the show that has been missing in action.
Israel, I thought that Catholic was the other way around. I thought they didn't do circumcision.
Yo, the lower pain threshold is what really got me. The fact that this child is in pain and can't tell you. And you know what else I hate about it? Is that as adults, you know, when we get surgery, it's like when we start feeling that pain come in, we could just run and get a painkiller because it's like, oh, my fucking tooth before it starts acting up. A baby can't tell you this pain is coming back. This numbing thing y'all did to me is wearing off. The pain is coming back to my penis. A baby, so they suffer. They suffer because they can't speak.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is so
they cry, but yeah, you don't know what they're crying, necessarily know what they're crying about.
You don't.
Yeah.
You know it's a bottle, or maybe it's more medication, or maybe he needs to be burped. You don't know because they can't say.
But we're
Yeah.
going into 2024 with doctors still believing that Black women don't feel a certain amount of pain. And we have Black women doctors still quoting this shit. Like, it's so, and because science has become dogmatic and religious. You know, people don't want to lose their funding. People want more, Big Pharma wants more money. Like, it's you got to do your own research and
it's not feeling more pain. I think it's the higher pain tolerance. And only reason I say that is because my little one, who, you know, when y'all keep seeing me go off camera, is because I got to do daddy stuff. My little one, when she came super early, so she was in very, very great distress when she came into the world. And the doctors reassured us. They were like, look, she's a little Black girl. They're the strongest ones out here. And so that's where that thing came from. It's just when it comes to what they call infant hardiness, and there's research on that as well. There's some children based on race and gender and genetics who are just stronger, and little Black girls.
Black.
Yeah, Black girls, not Black boys. I know, we not Black boys. Black girls are the strongest out of all the babies born. They physically are stronger. They are hardier. They can endure pain better.
Who did this research? Who did this research?
Couldn't tell you who did the research.
Oh, you always have to look at who paid for the
You have no idea. Wait a minute. Listen.
I just tell you what the doctors told us. And
okay,
so,
and here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Say it one more time.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? You don't know where the research came from, but we know that the medical industry is predominantly white, correct? Correct?
Yes.
It's predominantly white. On the plantations, slave plantations, it was also thought that Black people could tolerate more pain and had more hardiness. They were damn near not, they were subhuman, right? They used to do experiments on them while they were alive, surgeries, cut their penises off, what's her name? What's her name? Venus Hot Dot, or what the fuck? Her real name?
Yeah.
Sarah Bartman. They used to do experiments. They used to be like 50 doctors in a room in their white lab coats, and they used to be slicing up Black women in front of, like, you know what I mean, 50 doctors. That's where that derived from. That's where that comes from. So you really gonna believe?
I don't think that's what the nurses were talking about. It was. I certainly know what you're talking about, but I think that's a contextually different situation than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about little Black girls when they come into the world and stuff is rough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not talking about you know, people conducting experiments. I mean, heck, I have a very high pain tolerance, but also have a very high pain sensitivity too. So you can imagine a person who feels everything but can also endure everything. That wasn't, you know, that's just my genetics. You know what I'm saying? I'm not suggesting that is a racial or a cultural thing or anything. It's just mine. But I do know that little one in there, that mother sucker tougher than she even know. She cried at the drop of a hat, but she tougher than that thing. And for that, I'm grateful for that. You know, now, yep.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to. There's a few things you definitely have to see who funds the research. I mean, you know, anytime I see like you know, some substitute sugar causes this, that, and the other, I'm looking to see if the sugar company is funding it. You know, funding that research.
So, and here's the thing, right? So, I mean, that's some plantation shit if I ever heard it. Little black infants, females are stronger than most infants. That's the most plantation bullshit I ever heard. So I'm just wondering, when do these black female infants stop being strong and stop being able to tolerate pain? It says here, black women have the highest maternal mortality rate. The highest. Black women. These little strong infants, they were so strong. They were superstars in infancy, according to whoever did the fucking research you're talking about, because who knows who did it. It wasn't black people, right? It was definitely white people behind that study, I guarantee it. If you dig deep, there are white people behind that. Right? There are white people behind that. Black women have the highest maternal mortality rate. What happened to all that strength they had in infancy? Where'd it go? These, I mean, according to the studies that you're bringing up, I mean, black women should be shooting babies out. And they should be hitting the wall and falling down on the floor and then running around the hospital room. These subhuman black women. I think it's very, very dangerous, very, very dangerous to paint that narrative. Okay. I think it's dishonest. I think it's irresponsible, because what happens is you run with that narrative, and this is why black women get ignored. This is why black women are strong. Look at that dark brown skin and them big legs. She'll be all right through this pregnancy. And now it's horrifying hearing you say that, because now they've cut it down all the way to infants. That shit is dangerous as fuck. So not only are they putting, I'll land the plane here. Hold on, I'll land the plane here. So not only are they putting adult black females in danger, now they passed it down to infants. That's some dangerous shit.
You taking it someplace that I didn't take it.
Where did you take it? Because that's how I heard it too. Maybe I did mishear it.
So where I took it was, I was saying to you what the doctors told us when our preemie was born. Okay, they said that out of all of the children who are born, when you have, you know, a child who is going to struggle, who is struggling, you know, because with low birth weight, with SIDS, early, infant death, their mortality, that out of all of the children, when they are high risk children in the NICU, those little black girls tend to be the strongest and have the highest survival rate. Now, in terms of pain tolerance or pain sensitivity, you were talking about pain sensitivity, and I was talking about pain tolerance. And those aren't the same things. I know that because I'm both. All right. And so because I know these things about myself, I know the difference between pain sensitivity and pain tolerance. And so there have been some studies, and I can't, the internet doesn't have everything in it, but there have been studies about individuals who have high pain tolerance. What you were talking about was they say black women have lower pain sensitivity. I don't know anything about lower pain sensitivity.
I didn't say that they had lower pain sensitivity.
Yeah, you're the one splitting hairs. Like, we heard what you said, and that's not what you said.
No, I'm pretty positive that's what I said, because I can't tell you something that I don't know. So I'm pretty positive that's what I said.
That's not what you said. You specifically, you didn't, when you cleaned it up, right? You added some other stuff in it to kind of clean it up, but originally,
we're talking about that little brown girl of mine. I say,
right. But the second time you said you added some more stuff to clean it up a little bit. That wasn't exactly what you said originally. But regardless, it's splitting hairs, right? Regardless, it's still a dangerous situation, because I didn't know it was down to the infants either. I knew we were still fighting to recognize that black women feel just as much pain as any other human, right? But I didn't realize that they extended it down into the infants now with that type of stuff, that, oh, these black kids, if they were premature, then they're good. Well, what the black, what? Like, it's just that is certainly not splitting hairs, because that is completely different than what I was saying.
because I wasn't talking about any racial, and you got to understand, I wasn't talking about it from a I don't know what we want to call it, but from a racial, a social segregation or whatever, a racial disparity issue. I was just talking about survivability. I was saying that the doctors told us this kid has a high chance of surviving because of her race and gender. Okay, not that we're gonna experiment
And
on.
what race was the doctor that told you that?
Say it again.
What was you heard me? What race was the doctor that told you that?
It was, I can't. One was white, the other was Indian. I think the other one might have been Spanish, but it might be two Indians, one white and one Spanish. Because we had a lot of doctors in the NICU, and he's like, "Hey, she gonna be all right." And I was like, "Okay," and it turns out they were right.
You know that a lot of premature babies survive, right?
I know a lot of. I know this much. I know that they all don't. I know I lost one.
No, but a lot of
I know that. I know that yeah, a lot of them do. But did you know that most 50% of all first pregnancies end in death? People don't know that. It's very hard to actually have a baby in this world. It's hard for the child.
Yeah, no, that's why I said. But the highest rate of mortality is Black women.
Black women in the United States. Yeah. Our health system, that Black women in the United States,
but this is where we live. This is
what we're saying. Because they have that belief that Black women don't feel the same exact amount of pain as everyone else. So this is called that thought process.
I'll accept that, and then I'll take it a step further. I'll accept that there are some racially disrespectful attitudes out there. And I think it travels deeper than that. I think it travels with access to healthcare, education about when you actually need it, what things you know life-wise that you need to change when you're pregnant. It's a lot of things that go into the cultural behind that. But I'll definitely accept that part. I'll accept that part that we do live in a society where folk don't respect other folk, whether it's based on race, gender, socioeconomic situations, and they get mistreated. I got stories for days about medical neglects. I mean, both personal and professional.
Before you speak, I'm sorry, I don't know if you were going to talk around. Thank you so much for the second happy birthday super chat. Don Levon, the hobbyist, says, and congrats on the 5K. Yes, thank you, sir. We worked hard for that 5K. We worked hard. I don't know who was going to talk. No Saint or Haran.
I've got a real quick one. I'm just wondering if I'm going to ask him, was one of the doctors' names Mengele by any chance?
No.
Kevorkian,
Frankenstein.
Giving out.
I just want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
One of the excuses used for police brutality and extreme force used against Black men is that we possess superhuman strength. And you can look this up. It's just this common idea that every Black man my size can take down 5 or 6 well-trained ops in a matter of 5 seconds. So it requires that a whole SWAT team put their fucking knee on my neck and beat me half to death. So yeah, pretty much we're superhuman in the eyes of these of other races.
But as Jen said, it came from slavery and they just transferred it. See, a lot of this stuff has just been rebranded, right? So the medical system, it's just an extension of white supremacy and slavery. The prison system, they just rebranded it and called it something else. And we send the bad people here. Okay, well, good. Send their ass there. I ain't thinking about them. Well, they're actually slaves. All right. So then you got the police department. They're actually slave catchers. Then you got the medical system. It's just an extension. They find ways to put it in. And so this is dangerous belief systems is what it comes down to. A lot of people still pay for it.
It's just it's really dangerous. It's irresponsible. I would look into the doctors that says some shit like that, to be quite honest. You don't know where the research is coming from. As far as what we do have tangibly, that on the plantations, it was thought that Black women had, a way higher tolerance, pain threshold. But, when you look at the numbers, you look at the stats, 50% preemies make it, 50% don't. This is absurd. I mean, the highest mortality rate, Black women, like the proof is in the numbers. The proof is there. So let me tell you something. If somebody would have said that about my infant, they would have been hell to pay. They would have been hell to pay, because that's some racist shit. So my child is going to make
maybe it's what I need to hear in that moment, because I was just deathly afraid of what was going on with my baby, and maybe they just gave me the positive viewpoint. Couldn't tell you. What I can tell you is it calmed me down, and she's still here, 10 years later. So if they were wrong, if they were racist, I don't give a shit. I needed something in that moment to hold on to.
I understand. And this is, and look, I understand. And that's what, I mean, we've all said that to other people. People have told that to us, like, you're strong, you're going to do it, don't worry about it. Or your loved one, they're going to fight through this, because we've heard that, we've said that, we've been on receiving end and on the giving side of it. But it's just when you throw race into it, it would raise an eyebrow, right? Even if I want to be consoled, that would raise an eyebrow, because it's dangerous and it's irresponsible. And I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you. You needed to hear what you needed to hear, because you wanted your child to survive. But I'm just saying that narrative is a dangerous one, and it's irresponsible, and the numbers show it. That's all I'm saying. It has nothing to do with you. I'm side-eyeing any doctor that would even say that out loud, even if they're thinking it. It's very, very dangerous, specifically to Black women. And then the second mortality rate is, Latinas. So it's like, it's very, very, it's dangerous. The shit, I would be like, what the fuck do you mean? Because my daughter's Black. It's dangerous. But I understand why you had to hear it the way you had to hear it. You were just thinking of your child surviving. But it's scary. It's scary. It's scary, because doctors, they still believe it, to the point where a Black doctor was being dragged the other day. What's her name, Lily? The one from
very popular Black doctor, Dr. Jackie from Married to Medicine, and she's delivered a lot of the celebrity children and everything like that. But she quoted that because they still are being trained this, they're still being taught this, they still believe this, and it takes time to get that belief system, because it's not going to go away with the first generation of doctors. If that shit is ingrained in them, they might always believe it. But if we start teaching that, or stop teaching that, then we have a better chance.
Very true. And I don't think things like pain should even be should ever go under the umbrella of race, ever. I don't think, some things to me should not be synonymous with other things. I think pain is one of them. I don't think pain should ever be delegated. Well, Latin people feel this type of pain, and I think pain should be pain across the board. Some things should be across the board the same, across color lines the same, and pain is definitely one of them. No, Saint, I know you wanted to say something before we get out of here.
No, I was just, my hand was up, but I was just listening.
Sorry. POP in the building. How are you, sir? It says happy birthday again. Jen, congrats on the amazing year with your team. The best is yet to come. Let's get it. Absolutely. I love my team. The best is yet to come. My birthday. This is my birthday weekend. Thank you so much to everyone who gave me gifts and donations in my Dr. Umar voice.
Yeah, right.
Bringing it. Right. Gifts and donations. Sway the Remix God needs to do him. Gifts and donations.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you. This was a freaking amazing year. And we could not have done it without you guys, the chat, our guests like Alfred Ivy, who come up on the panel and give us their 2 cents. We could not do this without you. We got 5,000 subscribers organically, without pandering, without fake arguments, without beef content. We got to unless somebody came for us, but we got to 5,000K so organically. It was not easy by any stretch of the imagination. This is real work, mi gente. And thank you so much for everyone who supported our new show, Sisterhood Sips, which comes on every single Sunday. We have a new episode. Some of the clips of this show have gone viral. So you must understand this is a good show. You don't go viral by accident. This is Sisterhood Sips, and it is on every single Sunday, hosted by Lily and I. Every single Sunday, new episode. And it is all a lot of lady talk. You'd like to be a fly on the wall. We are very candid about our relationships, our experiences, what we think about men, what we think about men's body parts. It's very, very intimate and funny show every single Sunday. Is very easy to remember because it's Sisterhood Sips Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you remember all the S's, Sisterhood Sips Sundays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard
And
Time.
we have a clip that's viral right now, and it's about circumcision.
It is. It is, Lily.
That's funny.
So yeah, we've gone viral twice, and I mean viral like 2 million spins viral. A lot of people shared it. Sway the Remix God did a remix for us. So it's a great show. It's different than The Block. It's completely different than The Block. Okay, a little fly on the wall. It's like if Lily and I were hanging out, sipping mimosas, talking about our little adventures with the guys. Very, very interesting. And then sometimes things that we've observed
Yes.
in other relationships or that we've been told.
Yes.
It's not always us. It's not always us. Because some of y'all be like, did you really? And I'm like, we just talking. We just girls.
We just having a conversation. Just pull up, get your drink, and just.
Adam said, I'm Team Umar. I am Team The Block. I'm not Team Umar. However, I think Umar is very funny. And I'm all about comedy. I think Umar is very funny. Do I agree with him all the time? No. But some of the stuff he says is true. It's true. Adam Hurst says, shout out to my OnlyFans channel, Semi-Raw Uncut.
You talking about Umar Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, his latest appearance on the Joe Budden podcast created quite a stir. So that's what we were talking about. Mm-hmm. Created quite a stir. So, he's been in the algorithm lately because of that show. He had a hell of a debate on that show with another Black man who dates white women. Very interesting point of view.
Didn't Umar marry a white woman? Wasn't he with it?
No, that was a rumor that people tried to put on him, and people.
Yeah, that was a rumor. He has 2 black baby mamas, right?
Okay, he out in the streets. Got you.
He for the streets.
He's in the streets. Umar's for the streets. Him and his doctorate. They all in the streets.
Right.
Just as long as we remember Umar for the streets, and we don't put him as Dr. Umar.
Haran got something to say about that. Haran got something to say about that.
No. Hey, if you do, brother, I second you. Whatever you got to say in advance.
Well, say about what? Excuse me.
Dr. Umar being a doctor.
He said he's not.
Well, I mean, he has a doctorate. He's not a doctor.
Right.
He's not a medical
doctor. He's more of a doctor than Dr. Dre, but you know what I mean. Is he a medical doctor? No.
Yeah, just because you don't like.
According to the records, he has a doctorate.
In what?
In clinical psychology.
Does he?
Yeah.
He does not strike me as somebody who studied anything anywhere.
See, that's what I'm saying. But just you personally feel about somebody doesn't mean they don't.
Well, look up the brother, man. Look him up.
Hey,
see his credentials.
Because there's a difference about how even with me, there's a difference how I personally feel about someone versus the reality of their accomplishments. That's why I'm like, I never take away anyone's accomplishments, no matter how I feel about them.
Okay, it says here, Johnson graduated from Millersville University before graduating in 2012 from the Philadelphia College of Medicine with a degree in clinical psychology. Osteopathic medicine?
That's elderly, what osteopathic, that's would be elderly, the elder He said Bond. Now you got me looking up stuff.
It says before graduating in 2012 from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine with a PsyD in 2012 in clinical.
That's a PsyD. Yeah, that's PsyD.
So can we officially call him a doctor?
If he has a PsyD, I'm gonna give him some credit for that. But he ain't using much of it when you listen to him talk. I'm like, brother.
Brother, now we splitting hairs now. He a doctor or not? He a doctor or not?
Oh no, I'll accept a PsyD as being a doctor. Yeah, I mean
That's
yeah,
it. Yes or no? That's it. Yeah.
That's decent.
That's the argument.
Right.
So it says here, wow.
No, argument is what he be talking about.
He was born Jermaine Shoemaker.
Yeah, some weird name.
Okay.
Some very un-Umar name.
Okay, so his name now is Umar Rashad Ibn Abdullah Johnson. That's his new name. It says here he is an American activist, social media personality, school psychologist, and motivational speaker, a controversial figure. Johnson is self-identified Pan-Africanist who condemns homosexuality and interracial marriage. That is his ministry.
It's like, I don't mess with the snow bunnies. I only mess with the honey bunnies. The chocolate bunnies.
No Easter bunnies.
No Easter bunnies.
Hey.
That's your man's, Haran. That's your man's. Umar.
He need to answer them tough questions about that school though. Where that school
Y'all leave Umar alone about that school. Please leave Umar alone about that. It's not coming. The school's not coming.
Right.
It's not coming. Just go ahead and go about our lives. It ain't coming. Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, Obama, Stanky Leg, Sexy Brand School is not coming. So
that's all I got for Umar.
Umar been talking about that school since I brought my daughter home. Okay.
Where's that school, Umar? He doesn't even hear that question anymore.
Absolutely.
No, that shit go ahead and win.
That's because Umar was never supposed to open no school. He didn't get the money because he was never supposed to open no school.
Can you imagine Umar in his school in the hallways?
Oh God.
I hope none of you are after the snow bunnies. Walking in the hallways. I heard you was bunny hopping, Jamal. Go down to the.
You have to show who you following on social media and make sure it's no white people.
Man.
Why are you switching like that, Tyrone? Why are you switching? Stand up straight.
Tyrone, is your wrist broke? Is your wrist broke, Tyrone?
Right. Oh my God, that sounds like something he was. We need to get him on the block. We need to get Dr. Umar on the block.
Lord.
That'll be fun.
Alfred, you coming back for that?
Whoo.
Have fun with them.
Alfred, you coming back for Umar?
Honestly, probably. Probably. I would have some questions for that brother. Like, hey man, look, hey.
That would be epic.
It was epic.
All
right, guys. Yeah, for sure. Again, thank you. Here we go into 2024. Should be quite exciting. I'm excited for things that, are on the horizon. I wish the best for all of you. Alfred, Ivy, you as well. Thank you so much for coming up at the end of the year.
Good to see you, brother.
Right. Come through. We like the smart folk up here. It's a relief from sometimes the stragglers we get come through here. And all our faces are like,
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Have yourself a great night, brother. Some blessings to you and your family.
All right, so we lost Saint. All right, good night.
At this point. Okay.
All right, good night. All right, guys, hit that like and subscribe on your way out for Mama. Thank you so much. Have a great night. And have an amazing new year if we don't see you. We'll see you on the other side in January. Thank you so much for all the gifts, my birthday gifts. If you want to support the show, end of the year support, Cash App on the Block with Jen. And thank you so much for the generous super chats tonight. I really, really do appreciate you from the bottom of my little heart. Y'all are melting the ice around my heart tonight. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to everyone who participated on the block all year long, whether it was your music, your presence, your chats, your super chats, your cash apps, whatever you did, just showing up for us all the time the way you do. We appreciate you. Okay. Very, very much. This is a tight podcast. You guys know that other podcasts with bajillion subscribers, but we love our crew. We love our people, and we do this for y'all. So again, enjoy your New Year's Eve. Be careful out there on New Year's Eve. Don't drink too much. And if you are drinking, do not drive. All right, guys. Good night. Happy New Year.